I'd like to call our budget meeting for this afternoon to order. And will you please stand with me and join Bill Lee in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we are going to get right in. We're on a tight schedule this afternoon, so we're going to get right into the budget presentations. And we've got first this afternoon the Sheriff's Department. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Thank you. So I'll go through the stats of 2025 real quick. We had a total of 323 arrests. Our traffic summons were 1,385, which was an increase from 980 in 2024. Our DUI arrests were 27. 2024, we had 16. Calls for service, we had 16,327. In 2024, we had 15,007, and Kilmarnock Police Department had 2,625. Civil process, we had 7,816. 2024, we had 4,327. Our warrants were about the same. Mental health, we had 20 ECOs and 33 TDOs, which I did not put in originally. Inmate transports, we had 89. Traffic stops, we had a total of 842, and Kilmarnock Police Department had 278. I'll go ahead and get into the Sheriff's Office account, 31,200. Line item 1,100, I know that members of the board are proposing a 3% pay raise and absorbing the health insurance increases. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Obviously, we don't know what the General Assembly is doing. They haven't finished their budget, and they have to go back. So I don't know anything about what their proposed bonuses are at this time, if any. Deputy Eric Epperly, who's been on active duty with the Coast Guard Reserve since August of 2022. Spoke to Eric last week. His retirement date through the Coast Guard Reserve is June 30. And he told me that he was coming back. Put down Eric's salary, and his total benefit package would be $87,399, and that's with salary and benefits. I know that I presented this last year about the dispatch position. We have a little bit more information. I think Heather Jenkins created a nice talking point for each member of the board and Don. The total cost for this is if the dispatcher started out at the starting salary of $42,000, the total package would be $62,548. Speaking with Lieutenant Haywood, Lieutenant Haywood has requested an extra deputy in the jail. The starting salary, if with no previous experience, would be $52,000, and with benefits, that would be about $73,000. And I brought the command staff part of it, and Lieutenant Haywood stated he was available if anybody had any further questions regarding having an extra deputy in the jail. Overtime line item, 1,200. Our enforcement efforts increased quite a bit from 2024 to 2025. Many shift extensions due to arrest, also dealing with mental health, which is a big headache, which requires many man hours, and trying to find mental health facilities to take a patient. So I'm asking for a small increase of $6,000.
Patrick, are you tracking that expense?
Yes, and Allie and I have been looking at that pretty hard, and we're trying to keep that in line.
Well, it's good to just look at it too, because it also gives us an indication of the problem.
Yes, yeah, yes, sir. It's, I have to give it to the deputies. They're enforcement efforts really increase from 2025 from 2024. So,
Do you equate a lot of that to mental health issues or increases in mental health issues?
some
Is
of
there
it
any way to
could be.
distinguish that, or?
some of it could be, but as you know, once they go to the hospital and then we get called and then we have to babysit. And sometimes it takes several days. And they're in the ER until they can find a bed. So we have to have a deputy there 24/7. And I think we can all attest that it's a pain. I don't know what the answer is. We've let General Assembly folks know, and it's just, there's no end to it.
We're now facing the consequences of decades, decisions that were made decades ago and have never been addressed and allowed to linger on to now are a major, big problem for everybody.
Absolutely.
And a big bill to solve, costly.
Well, when they changed the
Status
law
quo.
several years ago with Cree deeds, they were trying to make it better, it made it worse. So,
Well, the best we can do now is track the costs deliberately so we know exactly how much of your budget or how much of these line items are being expended on mental
Mental
health
health.
issues.
okay, we can do that. Where was I? Part-time. Judge Martin, I realized, wrote a letter after some of the court clerks wrote a letter, and that occurred after the incident that occurred in Gloucester with the homicide. One of our citizens here in Lancaster went over and shot and killed the VASAP representative.
So in general, when the court is in session, you have to, of course, go through metal detectors and a check-in.
We do.
So when the court is not in session, is there, you can
There's
just walk
nobody
in?
there. There's no one there at
There's
all.
no gatekeeping at all?
There's nobody there at all, not one deputy, unless we go over there to speak to some of the staff, but we don't have a deputy at the front door.
Would not another option also, instead of having permanent security at the door, to have some sort of like buzzer system to allow the public to be let in by somebody in the building?
You still don't have security issues. You
Yeah.
don't know what they're carrying.
So I know Jeffrey went over and we locked the building down that day. That citizen came back over to his house. Our deputies surrounded the house. We were able to get him out. Thank goodness we didn't have to use deadly force. He had already murdered somebody, so I think we were all ready. But we didn't know if that person was going after the judge. So we locked the courthouse down. I think a lot of the clerks over there got extremely frightened. I know some wrote letters, including the juvenile intake officer. I simply asked Judge Martin what his opinion was, and he stated that with the day and time of threats, we have to take everything serious. I asked Ally to come up with non-court days and the hours that it would, how many hours and how many man-hours that would be. And also, typically, sometimes court ends at 2, 3, we just never know. They close at 4:30. So Ally kind of threw in a few hours there just in case somebody has to stay. And that's approximately $36,000.
Otherwise, I guess this person, would this person just be there as sort of like added security, or would they actually?
It would be
doing the
one of
same-
our bailiffs.
The same sort of sweep and security through metal detectors that you would going into court?
That's correct. We would have a deputy there, and it would most likely be one of our bailiffs if the board so chooses for us to use part-time. They're already over there on court days. They know the ins and outs of the building. They know how to use all the detectors very well. So that would be about an added $36,000 on top of what I've originally asked for.
But
I'm sorry.
people-wise, body-wise, you should have enough part-time people to cover it.
Yes, sir, we do. We have enough bailiffs to make that happen. I've already spoken
Don, in regards to the budget, should this be under the sheriff's budget, or should it be under a line item for security under the courts?
The sheriff is responsible for courthouse security, so I think it belongs under the sheriff's budget.
And when would that start? Would that start July 1st
Well,
or immediately?
Well, we're talking about July 1st. We're talking about FY '27. If the board wanted to start sooner than that, then that would be your choice.
Or I think the judge could ask for it to start immediately.
Well, he could, yeah. Yeah.
Gentlemen, also the deputy that I'm asking to add.
Hey, Jeffrey, come up to
I'm
the
sorry.
speaker, because the people in virtual world can't hear you.
Sorry. Also, the deputy that I'm asking for, that's for the help with, fill in with court, so we don't have to use so much overtime for transportation and for security if somebody's out or we need somebody. So he would cover that as well.
So, while you're up there, so how many deputies do you now assign to the jail?
I have 11 deputies. I have 5 on each shift, 3 during the day, 2 at night, and then we have a floater. The floater fills in when a deputy has his extra day, vacation, is out sick. It makes it, we've had this for years, but with the amount of, again, mental health issues we've had, we have to have sometimes 2 people down there if this person is violent. So I have to pull other people off a shift. If I had an extra person, it would ease the pain of having to go down and sit with these people, transport, work the courts. It's just become a lot more than it was in the past for us to deal with manpower issues for our staffing and taking care of the issues that we have to take care of.
Of those 11, how many are part-time, how many?
None.
So all of them are
Those
full-time?
11 are full-time, yes.
Line item 3310, I was asking just for a $1,000 increase. Line item 5210, small increase due to postage increase. Line item 5699, the academy dues went up again. So the total increase for that line item is $1,500. Line item 8205, the vehicles. There's been a 41.92% increase for car costs from 2022 to 2025. So we're asking for a $7,000 increase in that line item. Line item 8207, our email provider went belly up. It was end of life. So we had to switch over to Magna 5 email, and that was a one-time fee of $11,000 and a yearly fee of $15,840. And I believe we were paying, what, about $1,500 for MA Web Centers? As you all know, nothing is near as cheap as what it used to be.
So do y'all have independent civic emails separate from the county's email server?
Yeah, yeah. And this is on top of our CAD system provider, which is Central Square, a yearly fee of $53,392 on top of the licensing fees that we have to pay. IT support, so I'm asking for a total of a $15,000 increase for that. If it wouldn't have been for end-of-life email, probably wouldn't have been that much, but unfortunately, they went away.
Is there a reason why we use these, I don't know, unheard of independent email providers instead of some like major provider like Google or?
I think it's probably security.
Yeah, Magnify was security.
When Sheriff Crockett was here, we had started with MA Web Centers, had used them for years. Once we had the security breach that we had a couple years ago, our IT people suggested that we go to a more secure server for our emails, because that's how it came in, was our emails. So when we found this out, that group had offered us another server, and we were like, no, we want to go, it's more secure, gives us more advantages, allows us to do things that we couldn't with the others. That's why we had to move. It's Google 365 is what we use it. Microsoft 365.
Oh, so it is like a legitimate, like big
Yeah.
provider.
Going into the jail account, 33,100, line item 5110. Obviously, there's been an increase in Dominion cost, quite a bit. So asked for a $5,000 increase in that line item. For some reason, there's been a significant increase of water cost here lately, and Ally and I've been talking about it. We're trending $900 to $1,000 a month, which went way up. So to make sure we cover that, I'm asking for a $4,500 increase. Food, 6,000, line item 6002, just a small increase of $5,000. Obviously, food's going up. I didn't list this, but obviously our fuel cost is going up a lot, and none of us know when that's going to go down. Obviously, I didn't ask for an increase, but I don't know what that's going to do to our line item on that one. At the very end, grant money. I know Ally and Bonnie have gone back and forth, and we just want to make sure when we use the grant money that it's reimbursed, and we want to make sure that's reflected in our budget. I believe that Heather and Glenn were talking about the $150,000 grant. I think Glenn asked for a supplemental appropriation for that.
We've got that handled.
Okay. Heather also received a $350,000 grant to help with the radio room. I think Bonnie said that we need to name that grant. She needs to know the name of the grant and also the grant number. And Bonnie suggested that we're going to have a supplemental appropriation for that as well. Heather's not here, but she told me she would definitely get that information. We were also asking about the fees from our court cases and fines. And for FY25, that amount was $29,047, and so far in '26, it is $11,793.
And just for your knowledge, that is fees paid when folks pay their tickets off. It's collected by the court clerks, and it's put into a fund in the treasurer's office. It's a line item in your budget. You've seen it before under revenue. And I've talked with Jeffrey, the way we're going to handle it. I've talked with Bonnie as well. When I come to you all in June for supplemental appropriations, I'm going to have that total under the courthouse security fee, and we'll transfer that to the sheriff's office budget, probably under the part-time line, I would guess, because all of his bailiffs are part-time folks. So and as he said, it's going to be somewhere around 28 to 30,000, somewhere in there. So that will help.
What have we been doing in the past? Where's that money been going?
The money's just been going back to the general fund. It hasn't been reverted back to the sheriff's office. But, I mean, the sheriff's office has done a good job researching, code sections, and the money is earmarked for the sheriff's office. So it needs to go back. So we're going to take care of that. But see, it's collected all during the year, so I won't know the total until at the end of the fiscal year. And so when I come back for supplemental appropriations, I'll have that as a transfer.
The plan is to basically use that to offset the added security
That is
cost
correct.
or whatever.
That will help.
That'll help.
It's not 36,000, and I'm glad you brought that up, that you had, that was an add-on, and it would still be probably, $6,000 difference, but I know you increased your part-time line by 10 grand, so maybe that is included in there.
Either way, it's all the same pot of money
It is,
at the end of the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're tracking grants much better now than we ever have, and, I mean, I know about the $350,000 grant, but has it officially been awarded? Because that's what I'm unclear on.
Heather is not here, and I'm sorry, so we're not. Ugh.
I know the
We
100
think we thought it had been.
I know the
awarded.
150 has officially been awarded, but I'm not sure about
What
the
was the
350.
350 for?
She said she was.
What'd you say?
getting it. I just
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we haven't gotten it.
'cause
But we're confident we are.
Yeah, I'm usually copied on every grant award that we
Okay.
get.
And you
So-
haven't seen
and
that
I haven't
yet?
seen that,
Okay.
and that's
We
why I'm
probably
asking
haven't
the question.
gotten it. We feel fairly confident we're going to be awarded that grant.
Well, I hope so.
I hope so too. Any questions from the board?
Potentially is one of those things where they don't officially announce it until it's been officially announced.
Probably. That's how government works.
I have just a couple of questions. One has to do with your vehicles. Do you renew those vehicles every certain years or when they hit a certain mileage?
Usually about every 5 years.
Okay.
Right, Brian? About 5 years
Gotcha.
timeframe.
And how many are you going to replace this year?
2, and then 1, 3, I think, total, but 2, 1 from capital improvement, hopefully, and then 2 on the,
Are these cars for the road officers?
2 are for patrol deputies, and then 1 will be for detective division.
Hey, Patrick, I'm not trying to cut you off, but we are really tight on time tonight, so, and we're already a little bit over on your section, so.
Okay.
Can you all just move it a little bit?
Sure.
I'm sorry to be
No, that's all
prodding you,
right.
but we're going to run out of time
Okay.
tonight if we don't.
Well, the other
Asking the
question,
sheriff to speed?
I am.
the other question I have is, so in the past, we've talked about the possibility of the town of Kilmarnock paying one of our dispatchers. Have you been in conversation with the town of Kilmarnock about that?
I have not. I've been in conversation with Chief Dawson.
Okay.
He and I have had several conversations about it. And Chief Dawson said he didn't have a problem. Obviously, we don't make the final decisions.
We have Susan here. Susan, is this
Yeah.
new to you, or have you?
I heard it the last time I was up here for a meeting, but there's been no formal.
I think that I think we need to move forward with that. I don't know.
Well, this is a perfect opportunity because we've got the town manager following the sheriff.
So
And,
the number of calls that come from Kilmarnock
Yeah.
are by far the heaviest of our totals.
Yeah.
And so.
I guess, are you gonna go to the other towns too and ask equally for the prorated share?
Well, I think-
I think that's the question.
we would go to Whitestone because they operate their own police department, but I don't believe we would.
I think I mean, we certainly could look at that. We're just in the talking stages, but looking at these numbers, Kilmarnock does draw the most attention.
Yeah,
And keeps us busy.
And
I
this,
would think the next step, though, would be for Sheriff Patrick to make a formal request. If there's been no formal request, then,
Well,
you know,
I think-
if I was sitting in Kilmarnock, I wouldn't be, you know.
well, and like I said, I think that the timing is perfect here because I think the handout that Sheriff McCraney handed out earlier is his formal request of the board
Well,
to pursue this, and I would like to see it pursued as well.
Yeah.
The county of Westmoreland, I know, charges the town of Colonial Beach for dispatch services. So what I would look for to be able to prepare a formal request to the town of Kilmarnock is action by the Board of Supervisors directing me to do so.
And that's,
you
and I so,
you got the direction.
and yeah, I make
And
that
I'd like
motion.
for that to be in the form of a vote.
I move to have county administrators make a formal request, prepare the documentation, make a formal request to town of Kilmarnock.
Okay. Gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
You get it next week?
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
If I could just have 1 minute, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Patrick, I know there's been some confusion in the past, so I just want to make it perfectly clear. You are only asking for one additional full-time position, which is a corrections officer.
That's correct.
And the part-time that would be required to fulfill the non-court days for courthouse security, you all have estimated at 36,000 part-time.
Yes, sir. Of course, we got Epperly coming back too on the patrol.
Yeah, we've got that in the budget.
Okay.
The only other thing, I know you all have several items under the capital improvement budget. We're going to have a meeting on April the 9th at 5 o'clock. I'd like to have somebody from your department come back at that time to address the capital improvement items. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sorry to rush you, Patrick. We're just on a crazy tight schedule. Thank you all. All right, next on our agenda is Susan Cockrell with River Realm.
And Mr. Chairman, how much time does each person have?
Each person has 10 minutes. We ask them to try to limit it to 5, so we can have about 5 minutes for questions.
That's absolutely fine. We will,
Okay.
We will follow the lead of the sheriff. I have my little timer, though, so you don't have to yell at us too badly.
I'm gonna have to start timing too, because we're gonna be tight here.
John's got your PowerPoint.
Great, that's fabulous.
Good.
It's good to see you all. I am accompanied tonight by Sharon Phillips. She handles economic development and tourism for the town, and I've roped her into the Virginia's River Realm family. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. We've got a long presentation. We are not going to go through every slide for you. You're certainly welcome to look at this at your leisure if you have other questions, but we really want to hit the high points of what's happened and transpired in the last year. I want to start by just reiterating our thank you for the ongoing support since 2015 for this effort. Our request this year is for $25,000. I want to be real clear that that's $3,000 less than last year. So we're going to do a lot with a little, like we typically do. And if you could advance to the next slide, please, Glenn. One of the things we asked you for $3,000 extra for in 2025 was to help us build our mobile app. As I stood here previously, we did not get the kind of traction with that organically that we wanted, and we want to put some money behind it, and we thank you for that $3,000. I just want to show you or just call your attention to the app there in the middle at the downloads. And that is now increased from 784. We're currently at a pace of almost 1,500 downloads. We have total sessions of almost 48,000 since we first started, and page views of over 75,000. So that little bit of money went a long way to really pushing where we wanted to go. We have over 8,500 users. 29% of them are returning. So folks are seeing value in the app, and again, it pulls data directly from the website as we keep that updated for events and activities. That does a great job of keeping people current. So we've seen tremendous value in that, and I just wanted to thank you for that. Next slide, please, Glenn. This is hard to see, and I'm sorry about that, but this is total River Realm tourism spending value, so spending by consumers. It's roughly for the three jurisdictions, Lancaster, Middlesex, and the town of Tappahannock, about $155 million. And of that, Lancaster County is $83 million. So we are by far the lion's share of the tourism impact that we have here in the region. And I think we're just a little part of that, but it goes right across all of our assets that we have in terms of generating additional value. One of our big pushes here started last year. We'll do it all for 26. We'll move it into 27, is outdoor activity. We are really going to talk about the outdoors and outdoor enthusiasts and how do you enjoy the riverside, how do you enjoy the outdoors here in a whole number of ways. We think that that is an amazing lure that we have, and we're going to tell that story creatively in a couple different ways. So Glenn, if you'd go to the next slide, Sharon's going to talk about Do the Loop, which is brand new this year, and it's just a piece of some things that are going on, but this is very Lancaster County centric, and I know you'll be interested in that.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. So Virginia's River Realm Do the Loop is a curated on-the-water itinerary that it connects our marinas, 17 marinas overall, 7 of them are here in Lancaster County. It connects our marinas, our waterfront towns, our public access points, and local businesses into one cohesive visitor experience. The goal is simple, clear and simple. Bring more boaters to Virginia's River Realm, keep them here longer, and increase spending across the 9 small towns in Virginia's River Realm. We are targeting 3 key audiences: Chesapeake Bay boat cruisers, regional boat cruisers, and trailer boaters that are looking for the 4 new points of access that Lancaster County has brought to our tourism industry. The initiative is especially important for Lancaster County because it A, drives transient marina stays, encourages overnight visitation in towns like Kilmarnock, Irvington, and Whitestone, and of course, the towns in Middlesex and Tappahannock. It increases spending in restaurants, retail, and our service providers, and it promotes the use of our public boat ramps and waterfront access. What makes Do the Loop unique is it's not just a campaign, it is a shared regional product. Again, we are aligning marinas, towns, businesses around one central unified message, bringing in them the tools to promote it collectively. We have 4 key strategies for Do the Loop. We are very excited this year to present 4 digital kiosks. I've had a conversation with John, and we are optimistic that we might have a presence at Westland Beach. Again, just an incredible opportunity in Lancaster County. We will also use targeted digital advertising in key feeder markets such as Richmond, Northern Virginia, and Hampton Roads. Social media campaigns focused on boating experiences. And again, our continued partnership with the Waterway Guide to reach active cruising audiences. The initiative builds on what we know, that when we create a clear, connected visitor experience, we don't just attract audiences, we increase their length of stay and the overall economic impact. I can't wait to tell you more.
So this is just one of a couple. Tied to Trail, you'll see on their list as well, and Where the Wild Things Are. Tied to Trail is really about nature and kayakers and, again, personal watercraft. Where the Wild Things Are is about seeing flora and fauna. It's good for hikers, it's folks who want to do photography work, for birders. All 3 of those, and Glenn, I'll ask you to zip forward a couple of slides. The one that says, maybe 3 more slides. And 1 more, 2 more. Next one is it, I'm sure. There you go. Phew. This was a Do the Loop. We've got a $10,000 cash match, and it's a VTC grant associated with that. Tied to Trail also has a $10,000 grant associated with it, as does Where the Wild Things Are. So just 1 more slide, 2 more slides forward. Yep, it's going to try to do something. So all 3 of those particular projects have grant dollars behind it. We've really been successful in grabbing grants in calendar year 25 that we can use in fiscal 26 and into fiscal 27. There's generally about an 18-month to 24-month window for these kind of grants, and we're able to take $60,000 in state money and effectively invest $30,000 of our own money with it. So it is a great thing to have. 1 more or 2 more slides, Glenn. Here's our kiosk. Sharon talked to that. This is really exciting. We purchased this with grant money. These are going to be little tablet-looking things, and we will be able to invite people when they come to Westland Beach to look at Virginia's River Realm. Here's a place to shop. Here's a place to eat. It'll be all keyed up. It's a touch screen, and we bought those with grant money. We've got six. We got 6 in the region, 4 of which will be here on this side of the river, 2 on the other side. So we will be able to take them to signature events, and from marinas to Main Street, we'll be able to utilize that. So something new, and I think it kind of is reinforcing the app as well. We're seeing more people want to use something that is digital and mobile for them. And with that, we've got our normal other stuff that we do, the print media tools, our presence at various local events, big things like Restaurant Week that we did in January across the entire region to give some oomph to our restaurant industry when things are a little slow. In January, we had, for those jurisdictions that collect meals tax, we had a 9% increase year over year in total across all of the localities that collect meals tax. So. And 30 plus restaurants now in year 2 that we've done this across the river realm. So that had some traction, and I think it was very important to our business community to have that happen at that point in time as well. So that's we have 59 seconds to go, so we're ready for your questions.
All right, anybody got any questions?
A couple of questions.
I think John may have a question.
As we've added more partners to the river realm, how is the structure of decision-making along?
We've added 1 partner specifically, and the big 4, Lancaster, Kilmarnock, Tappahannock was the add, and Middlesex Economic Development Authority. So that's the big 4. The big 4 are the core team of decision makers. The smaller players are not part of that process. We certainly reach out to them through the contacts that are in the various localities and talk to them about how you're going to participate, what's your interest, that kind of stuff. So when we do Restaurant Week, Sharon's reaching out to everybody in Lancaster County who has an interest and brings them into the fold. But that is typically the big four we have 2 contract players that do some work, but that's how the decision process happens.
And the other question, with your emphasis on recreation, how can you help us promote our parks that are opening?
Our goal is to be able to have more material on the digital kiosks, to have more visuals of those locations, of people having fun, and it would just be part of our continuing discussion about why this is a good region to enjoy the outdoor amenities.
The grants that we wrote, again, we wrote 3 very specific grants, Where the Wild Things Are, Stay More, Play More, and of course, Do the Loop. And those things speak specifically to the outdoor adventures, nature, stepping off grid.
And some of the influencer videos and stuff that y'all are posting, are those people you're specifically working with, or are those all organic?
There's some of both. We hired a number of folks in 2025 that had either an audience that was in a geographic location that we were interested in. So for instance, 25 to 40-year-olds out of Northern Virginia who loved food, we targeted influencers that's who their market was. We would target people like Riva Sister, who is here locally and who can talk to all the cool things you can do here to go out on the water or to learn to fish or to crab. And so we want to always target influencers who are going to talk to the same core topics that we are talking about. So, for instance, this year will all be about outdoor influencers, and we will match up those kinds of folks. That's not to say that the organic stuff isn't wonderful. It is when it happens, and sometimes that happens because we're partnering. Someone else wants to collaborate with us to share our base. But we are getting very hyper-focused on this concept of outdoor enthusiasts, and even though these are different programs that have different names, it's about getting outdoors. There is an entire movement around being outside. And frankly, the mental health properties that it has and the physical properties in terms of health, and that's a push. And it's also a push for a demographic that is slightly younger than where we've been historically. And we think that that's important in terms of longevity, is to have a younger, and by younger I mean 25 to 60 demographic.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm a little over the top there.
Well, I think our historic investment in parks and recreation and public access
Yep.
in the last couple of years tees up really well with this. And
It's
anything
really
we can
great.
blend these together to help.
And we need product. We collectively need product, and you guys have developed amazing outdoor amenities, and it's easy to tell that story when the product is that good. It's going to be very easy.
Mr. Chairman, just one question. Just curious why DC and Maryland aren't part of the target market?
They are.
They
Oh,
are?
they are,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I didn't hear those names.
No, that's okay. They typically are. I will tell you that DC, Southern Maryland have always been good market for us. We're also seeing Hampton Roads right now. There is some attrition coming out of the Virginia Beach lifestyle, if you will, and we are seeing more of that come up. We're also having some legitimate conversations right now that are short-term, and that's around the price of gas and what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a year if gas prices go, north of $4, or if that becomes a critical issue, then we are going to be talking to people much closer to home to get them here.
Great, thank you.
John, did you have something?
In the interest of time, I'll spare him the question.
Thank you.
In that case, we need a network of electric chargers.
All right, is everyone okay with
I'm
this?
okay with this.
You okay with this, James?
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Everybody
all
good?
right.
And we thank you once again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Okay.
for all you've been
Appreciate
here
it.
You can buy me lunch, Don. The last time you came down, you weren't so nice. So this time I expect nice. I'm just saying.
You cut a check, I'll be nice.
I'm glad to know you can be bought.
Wow. Touche.
Always nice to see you.
All right, next on our agenda, we got to move on quickly after that exchange. Next
You
on.
can't be bought.
Next on our agenda is David Long with the Tidewater EMS Council.
Yeah, he's virtual, I believe. He actually showed up yesterday by mistake, and he couldn't get back here tonight, so he asked me if he could be virtual. He's virtual. I got his handout right here. And David, if you can hear us, we're way behind time, so if you could help us out.
Yeah, we would appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir. Mike, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will do just as you asked. So good evening, Mr. Chair and members of the board. My name is David Long. I'm the Executive Director of the Region 7 EMS Council. Thank you for the opportunity just to speak to you about a funding request that directly impacts the safety of Lancaster County residents. Region 7 EMS Council serves 26 jurisdictions and 1.8 million residents across the Eastern Shore, the Tidewater area, Peninsula, Middle Peninsulas, and the Northern Neck. For over 5 decades, we partnered with local governments to advance emergency care. And today, as a unified Region 7, we deliver consistent, high-quality, life-saving services to every community, whether urban or rural. So here's the challenge. State funding covers only specific deliverables of developing and sustaining regional EMS delivery systems, so it does not fund the full cost of the regional coordination. So we make requests for local contributions that help keep EMS systems functional and ready. So your support helps sustain programs that directly benefit Lancaster County, including essentially the emphasis we place on clinical standards, like for trauma, stroke, and for cardiac care. Similarly, making sure that we get the continuing education and training that the EMS providers need to stay current. We're working initiatives across the region, putting whole blood and ultrasound equipment out on ambulances as frontline, services, as well as an emphasis on quality improvement, data analysis, based on how we perform. So our request is essentially for $1,311.62. That's calculated on a 9% of the return to locality funds that come back to Lancaster County as part of the Virginia Department of Health Office of EMS, program, where 4 for Life monies are collected through DMV, and then you get a 26%, return to locality. So in 25, that was $14,573.52 into Lancaster. So in wrap up, that's your support signals that we stand together to strengthen the EMS capabilities and improve interoperability to protect lives in Region 7. And we are ensuring that every responder in Lancaster is equipped, trained, and supported. Thank you for your partnership, and happy to answer any questions.
Don, I got a question for you. Where does this $14,000 show up?
It's on page 22 under Volunteer Rescue Services, code number 5643. It's Thames Council. It's been in the budget ever since I've been working for the county, but it's been under PIMS, Peninsula Emergency Medical Services Council. They did restructuring at the state, and PIMS has gone away. So they've reduced the number of councils. Now we're within the Tidewater Emergency Medical Services Council, and that's why the contribution has been reduced, because with the fewer number of councils, we actually have more counties within that council, and so our contribution is down from $1,730 to $1,312. So just a new acronym, TIMS instead of PIMS, same services provided, and both councils have, PIMS has done a great job in the past, and I'm sure TIMS will.
It's been in the budget, it's just basically a rebranding.
It's rebranded, correct. And it's less money, because we have more counties within the Tidewater EMS Council. And if I said anything wrong, David, correct me.
No, sir, you got it nailed.
All right, any other questions? All right, David, thank you for your time. Is everyone in agreement with us? Okay. All right, thank you again for your time. And
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great evening.
Thank you for helping us on our time.
Yep.
All right. right, next on our agenda is Linda Hodges and Michelle Wells with guest.
And this is on the same page, 22, same column, volunteer rescue services.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Linda Hodges. I'm presently the chair of GUEST. And towards the end of last year, 2025, I made a request to the board to be considered for receiving some funds this next fiscal year. We've requested $5,000. And I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Wells, who's been the executive director for just about a year and a half. And she's here to provide you more information about the workings of GUEST and how we serve the 10 counties in the Middle Peninsula and Northern Neck.
Thanks. I am going to be very brief about what we do and how we do it. If you have questions about service delivery, you can certainly ask that. But I know there was a read ahead that was sent, and I don't want to belabor any of that. We do provide, as she said, services to the entire 10-county region of the Northern Neck Middle Peninsula. We have a day shelter. GUEST is a day shelter 12 months out of the year. 4 months out of the year, it is a winter shelter, so night shelter. We do provide extended services at that time, so we run 24 hours a day during those 4 months. Extended, like I said, we do have, this year we had 51 people that we served in night shelter. That represents about an 18% increase over last year. 4 people were from Lancaster County. Of those, we had 2 that were returned to Lancaster County in housing during the season. We were able to do that. We had 1 who was actually with us fairly short term because they were receiving services from another agency and were sort of a holding place until they were able to get those services in place. And we have 1 who was with us most of the season. They remain homeless and most likely will not be able to return to Lancaster because of the current situation for them. 3 of the 4 were 60 plus. And of the 4, all 4 represented mental health / substance abuse concerns. So we had additional issues and additional services provided to those people other than just the housing. In Lancaster County, we have an issue with getting services provided to people, largely transportation, trying to move people from Lancaster to Gloucester, where we're physically located. Bay Transit runs, but as you probably know, if you're trying to get Bay Transit from Lancaster to Gloucester, it requires about 4 buses and 3 hours to do that. So it isn't an easy process, and we don't have any other means presently to make that work out. So that is an issue in providing services to clients here in Lancaster. We do the best that we can, working with agencies here and on the other side. But that is a barrier for us at the moment.
Actually,
Sure.
you serve 10 counties. Is Lancaster the only county you have that transportation in?
It is not.
Okay.
No. So Bay Transit is consistent in Gloucester, Matthews, and Middlesex, and in the other counties, it's not as much so, just because there isn't a regular service. So what we do have to do is we have to do a call ahead, and it usually takes 2 days for them to find the transportation available to make that happen. Such a great distance. So I'm sure, for instance, if they were calling Bay Transit to go from Lancaster to Lancaster, they would probably be able to do it same day. If we're going Lancaster to Gloucester, or Westmoreland to Gloucester, or some other county, it takes a little bit of time to work that out, which is complicated when you're homeless.
I have a question. So we have an organization called The Haven, which does something similar.
They serve domestic violence victims.
They serve what?
Domestic violence victims.
Domestic, okay. So who would contact you if someone from our county needed to go there? Is it social services?
Right, it could be. Right now, it's a little bit of a hodgepodge, and that's actually why we're requesting the $5,000, so that we can do better advocacy in Lancaster, and we can work better with your agencies to make those kinds of things happen. But it could be DSS. In one case, we had someone that was actually brought to us by a church. It could be the sheriff's department. We haven't had that issue this year, but it could be. They've come across someone. It is very hodgepodge. It's whoever comes in contact with them at this point.
So if we have a homeless person, is the Gloucester shelter, is that the only option?
It is. We are
Lancaster?
the only overnight shelter between here and Maryland. So we are the only overnight shelter operating in those 10 counties. That's why we serve those 10 counties, because we also serve the same area. We fall under Bay Aging, and so we do serve the same 10 counties as Bay Aging and the Community Service Board.
We need to fix that. That is scary.
Yeah, it is.
It probably says it in your documentation, but what's the capacity there?
Honestly, the night shelter depends on the facility we're at. So we rotate every 7 days in the evening to a different host site, a church. At this point, only in Gloucester and Matthews. So it depends on the facility. So a minimum of 25. Some churches can hold more than that, but that would be, I would say, a general good max. Yeah. And this year, our biggest night, we got to about 20. So we maybe push that max a little sometimes. Our budget is $293,000 for 2026. About 40% of that is actually provided in kind. This year, just during our winter shelter season, we had 204 volunteers who provided 3,900 volunteer hours. So we do a lot with a very little. We have 4 staff members, and we do have a DHCD, a federal, state federal grant that provides about 80% of our staff salary cost. Other than that, we're community funded. So that's why we're asking for the $5,000. We're trying to provide better services to Lancaster County, and that will help us to provide the case management to do that.
Are these, is this ask of county government a new request of all 10 counties, or
It
some
is.
of those counties already contributing?
It is a new request of all 10 counties. Yeah, we have not requested before.
And is it an equal request of
It
all
is
10 counties?
an equal request. Yes.
So you said that we had 6 that participated from Lancaster?
4 for the season. That was
Well,
8.
one didn't qualify, or?
No, well, one of them was with us, I was saying one was with us fairly short term because they were actually a client of another service, social service, and they needed some place to put them until they were able to make those arrangements work
So is
out.
that a low number compared to the other counties?
It is not. Honestly, Gloucester is the largest. I mean, that's where we're located. But it's Gloucester and Matthews. But of the other counties, I would say 4 is probably about average.
Okay.
Is there a limited amount of nights or days you can stay there?
There is not.
There is
No,
not.
they can stay the entire season, and we did have people who stayed the entire season.
And I might add that I believe at least one person from Lancaster stayed just about the entire season.
Yeah, and that's the person who's still homeless and may not return to Lancaster. Not because there's a problem with them or a problem returning to Lancaster, it's just that the circumstances, you're aware, there's no housing. It's difficult when you have someone who's 60-plus living on a minimum Social Security, which is $964 a month. It's difficult. So if they're going to find housing, it's unlikely to be here in Lancaster.
So if I know someone that's homeless, what's the procedure I would follow to get them in?
Call us. That's it. Call us.
Bay agent.
You can call Bay Aging, and Bay Aging will refer you directly to guest. So you can do either. The phone number to Bay Aging is more widely disseminated, so you can certainly call Bay Aging and they'll contact us.
You all have used the term season, there for the season. So a season is,
So presently, something we're trying to fix, but presently our overnight shelter is a winter hypothermic situation only. We operate from December to March, so we consider that our winter shelter season. And now we've entered into our summer shelter, which will be the next 8 months before we start winter shelter again in December. I say presently because it is a situation that we're trying to remedy.
I was thinking about the person you was talking about that didn't have shelter and they stayed there for the season. So after that period of time is up, they still can't, they're still homeless. They still haven't found anything. So what happens?
There may be some other ways that they might be able to find some assistance. It's going to be random and, again, hodgepodge. So Bay Aging may be able to help with a few nights. We have a couple of other agencies in Gloucester that might be able to help with a few nights. They may be able to call some churches, even here, reach back here to their home in Lancaster, and they may be able to put them up for a couple of nights. But the harsh reality is that the people who, at the end of winter shelter, do not have a place to go, wind up back in a tent.
All right. Well, thank you for your information.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Take care. Is everyone good with it?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Jason?
I'm good. It's needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All right.
didn't know we had such a big problem.
All right, next item on our agenda is Brendan Rivenbark with the Department of Health.
I think Brendan's going to get us back on schedule.
I was going to say.
I'm usually pretty good, and I'm on the tail end of parental leave, so I can be as quick or as long as y'all would like. So Brendan Rivenbark, Health Director with Three Rivers, thank y'all for having us this evening. I am excited to say that when we submitted our request last year, there was a lot of fear and anxiety around a lot of our federally funded programs, especially with WIC, Ryan White, and emergency preparedness. And I'm happy to say that, as I stand today, I have a high degree of confidence that over the foreseeable future, those programs will still continue to run with full staffing as we have been over the past. So I'm very happy about that. It's very good news. We are requesting a 2% increase to cover state mandated pay increases for our other programs, so especially in environmental health administration and our public health nursing. We are fully staffed in Lancaster doing family planning, environmental, septic, well, and restaurant inspections. We are excited also to announce that starting this year, we are scaling up a lot of maternal and child health programs. So we're working with social services and the healthcare systems to provide social service navigation for young and expecting families. And that's been a very exciting program and one that I expect to grow and continue to sustain. And that is something that we fund at the health department level on our own. So that is not a cooperative budget. So we're, that with our other grant funded programs are not funded by the county, but we're still running those locally. Happy to answer any questions.
That was good. Very good.
Always keeping you on track, man.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
You said it's a 2% increase. If the General Assembly and the state approves 3%, are you going to come back to us for that extra 1%?
I will not.
Huh?
I will not.
Okay. You'll find it within your budget. Thank you.
We will take care of it in-house.
There you go.
Thank y'all.
All right, thank you. Is everyone good with that? I'm good. You all good? Okay, thank you. All right, next on our agenda here is Paul Shacatano with the Healthy Harvest Food Bank.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
That lady Michelle was here from Guest, and there's a lot more to the homeless situation in Lancaster County than she was able to present. And I can tell you, I'm working with a group and with the Ministerial Association right now to see if we can address it in a more comprehensive way. But it is a bigger issue. I think, Bill, you were in a meeting a few years ago about it, and it's worse now than it ever was. And the faith-based community is trying to deal with that. I know I'm not here to talk about that. I am here to talk about Healthy Harvest Food Bank. You've got a presentation from us already that shows numbers, but I just want to reiterate some things regarding Lancaster County. One is our Backpack Buddy program. Just in the last year, we increased from about 111 students to the last several weeks, it's been 193 students receiving backpacks each week. And you all know what that program is, right? And we have backpacks now going, a food pantry in the high school, backpacks to the elementary school, middle school, the YMCA, and even the school board office takes a group of them each week to distribute. Funding for that, we're blessed to have the Wiley Foundation because they have told us as much as we need, they will fund. So we are not funding with county money. And I can tell you, it is the most expensive program that Healthy Harvest runs. And I believe the number is over $40,000 this year from the Wiley Foundation. Some of the other things that we've done through a grant, we were able to provide a salad bar into the high school, and we are providing fresh produce each week. Crystal Jet has been great with that, And now we have a salad bar in our high school again with fresh produce out of our aquaponics center. And it's being well received. In this county, we serve staggering over 2,000 people through Healthy Harvest. Over $750,000 worth of product we are providing to families in Lancaster County. It's an enormous number. I mean, you know, it's almost a fifth of our population that's receiving assistance. Couple other things that you may not know about. One is Healthy Food Pharmacy. This is a joint venture with the Virginia Cooperative Extension for Lancaster and Northumberland. And it's a chronic nutritional related illness program where we take people at risk that are maybe overweight, heart disease, at risk for diabetes. And 2/3 of our clients are at risk for, are overweight, have heart disease, or at risk for diabetes. And we've been running this program now with 15, 16 people in it. We, through the Virginia Cooperative Extension, with our campus now in Warsaw, we prepare meals. We instruct people about healthy eating, how to prepare foods properly. So if we give them a chicken, they're not frying it, but they're baking it or grilling it. We raise our own tilapia, so we teach them how to clean the fish, how to cook the fish. And we're seeing incredible results with decreased cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides all going down, and a reduction of A1C to boot. And we start off comprehensively with a 6-week program. After another 6 weeks, we contact them again to find out how they're doing. And after another 6 weeks after that, they come back in for all the biometric tests again. And so it's a program that has some long-term continuity. We have residents of Lancaster that are participating in that, and there's no cost. We're actually getting a lot of demand now from people that are not pantry recipients. And so we're figuring out ways to expand that program. Right now, we are trying to offer it every 3 months. There are, through our aquaponics center, and I know a few people in this room have been up there, but you guys got to see it, because without seeing it, you have no idea how comprehensive it is. It's its own STEM lab. We're running we've run hundreds of students this year through it. Just last week, we had 135 11th and 12th graders. We have from the tech center coming horticulture and out of their horticulture and landscaping program, the culinary arts program, the medicine students, the medical assistant CNA program, and also the STEM and engineering curriculum in the tech center is coming now on a regular basis. And when I say it's just not once or twice, we have programs now with some of the school systems that are they're regularly coming into the aquaponics center. And we are actually in conversations with Jessica Davis about creating a mini aquaponics center here for Lancaster schools, where the students in that program would come back and forth between their own aquaponics center and get further education on how to continue to run it from our place. And so, you know, gentlemen, there's 2 types of poverty that we're trying to address. One is the situational poverty, where someone loses a job and we can help for a temporary period till they're employed again. But the other is the generational poverty. And it's endemic in our area. And through these educational programs, reaching children, reaching adults, we're trying to change mindsets and trying to have a long-term impact on generational poverty. And so it's a level funding request that we're asking for, $10,000, and we would be honored if you would continue to support the work that we're doing.
Thank you, Paul.
Yes,
Is
thank
there
you.
any question? Any question? Everyone good with that?
I am.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your
Appreciate it.
time, Paul. All right, next on our agenda, and we're still working to catch up a little bit. We're gaining on it a touch, so, is,
As long as Cassie doesn't talk, we'll be all right.
I'm staying back here, you wouldn't like what I said.
You think Susan Cockrell's bad, right? Hey, everybody,
hello,
I'm
Dr. Kennedy, nice to have you.
I'm Shannon Kennedy from Rappahannock Community College. I do want to acknowledge Cassie Thompson. She's your appointee to the local board at RCC, and she currently serves as vice chair of the board.
New nickname for you.
So, a couple of things just to talk about of what we've got going on. Our head count this past full academic year, so we're in the middle of an academic year, from Lancaster County was 179 students. 56 of those were dual enrollment students, so those high school students. And I want to mention that 95% of the dual enrollment students from Lancaster are successful in their class. That means a C or better, definite college credit. That is credit classes. We also now have some students coming for welding. We will be adding residential electrical. We're working through the state, so don't ask me a timeline. As soon as we can get it done. That will also be on the Glens campus. By the way, our request is for $8,234. You always ask me what we're doing at the Kilmarnock Center, and we are doing more this year than we have been. Lead River Counties operates out of the Kilmarnock Center. That was reinvigorated this past year. It had fallen dormant thanks to the pandemic, but the college is involved in helping to coordinate that, and I will mention that I serve on the steering committee, and Cassie chaired the steering committee. So we're finishing up that class, and that will begin again in September. We've been offering medication aid and adult education. So adult education is for those that don't have a GED. The adult ed is free. Medication aid we offer on site. We also sometimes offer it with Rappahannock, Westminster, Canterbury. We've added 2 new programs, patient care technician. This is also a health program. It is a 10-week program, and it combines CNA, certified nurse aide, with a certified medical assistant certification. And then new this year is our certified medical assistant combined with phlebotomy. Phlebotomy is, anybody that takes your blood. So this gives them more value than one credential, and they're able to get it in 10 weeks. And we have significant financial aid. And we have also started using the lab in Kilmarnock for some of our credit nursing programs. So they do come up there occasionally to use the lab, and that is new this year. So we're very excited about that. Our late breaking news, I want to thank John Bateman for helping coordinate this effort, and it has been a really collaborative, wonderful partnership. We received notice yesterday that the college received a Go Virginia grant for a project that totals $265. The grant is almost $415,000 that will be coming through the college for us to start reinvigorate our CNC, that's machining program, at Turn Dynamics here in Kilmarnock. So the equipment will belong to the college. It will be housed at Turn Dynamics. They have already hired an employee who's qualified, who actually went through our program, who's qualified to be an instructor, and we will be sending students to train at that location. That will be open to dual enrollment students as well as to regular adults, not only to work in Turn Dynamics, but in other areas, small machine shops that we have all across our region. So this is a unique partnership. We don't have space. And so this is a creative way for us to utilize the space and to partner with an industry. So you all should be very proud. They're expanding, and this helps solidify their presence here in Kilmarnock because we're going to be able to supply in partnership the workforce that they need. And these students will do a lot more with internships and work-based learning opportunities because they'll be able to work, go to school, and then work as well. So that's a very exciting. Again, we were notified yesterday that we received that grant. So thanks to Turn Dynamics, to John, and the great staff we have at the college. Just on our campuses, we are also awaiting the state budget to be approved. There's a no-cost budget amendment in there for our diesel and welding building. I mentioned to you last year. It was out to bid in November. The bid was pulled because the VCCS decided that we needed to have General Assembly approval so we can use state funds in the future for maintenance. So I am really impatient on that one. We should have already been under construction on that. But we did break ground on Tuesday for our health sciences facility in Warsaw. So this will be the first new instructional building on either campus since 1978. All of our health sciences students will rotate through that facility. Doesn't matter where they live or which campus they're based. It will have the technology we don't currently have: nursing simulation labs, EMS simulation labs, and a diagnostic medical sonography lab. We have one of those at Glenn's, but we will have one in Warsaw as well. So happy to answer any questions. We've just got a lot of exciting things going on, and really excited to be able to come to you and tell you we've got it. The new, latest, greatest one is in Lancaster County.
Any questions? Any questions?
Thank you.
All right.
Mr.
All right, we're 1 minute off now.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Kennedy, is there a way that we could get, I've had some local restaurants and hospitality businesses request food safety training at the Kilmarnock Center.
We do Safe Surf at Kilmarnock.
You do Safe Surf?
We do Safe Surf.
All right, great, thanks.
It's on the website.
What's that?
It's on the website.
All right, cool, thank you.
Yep, and if you need it at another time, let us know.
Okay.
Let Chris Lomax know. You know him, that's
Yeah, I'll
all right.
let Chris know, thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Is everyone good with this request?
You know I'm kidding, Captain. I'm good with it.
You good with this request?
I know a lot about you.
Are you gentlemen good with this? Okay, all right, thank you. We're good with it, Don.
Okay.
All right, we're getting closer. All right, next on our agenda is Terry Southard with YMCA.
I'll get you back on track.
We appreciate that. I've been sweating it here.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Terry Southard, and I serve as the Center Executive Director at the Northern Neck Family YMCA. We are truly grateful for Lancaster County's continued partnership and support. The YMCA is proud to serve as a trusted community resource, and today I'd like to briefly share the impact of our work together while respectfully requesting $50,000 in funding for fiscal year 2026-2027. At the YMCA, we serve Lancaster County residents across every stage of life. For our youth and teens, we provide structured, supervised programs during the hours that matter most. The non-school hours, the afternoons, the evenings, and the weekends. Through organized sports and team-based activities, young people gain more than just physical exercise. They build confidence, they learn teamwork, they develop discipline, and they practice respect. Skills that carry into school and into relationships and into life. Our programs also serve as a feeder for middle and high school athletics, and parents can feel confident knowing that our programs are led by trained staff and carefully vetted volunteers. Beyond youth programs, we support families year-round through initiatives like Child Watch and Healthy Kids Day, Parents' Night Out, and the opportunity for open gym, creating spaces where families can connect and recharge and thrive together. For adults and seniors, the YMCA is more than just a fitness center. It's a community hub. Some gather just to chat, some gather for coffee, some to crochet, but each morning our facility fills with members staying active and building relationships. Pickleball, now the fastest growing sport in the country, has become especially popular, bringing friendly competitiveness and meaningful social connection to many in our community. Aquatics remains one of our most essential service areas, especially here in a community surrounded by water. We offer year-round swim lessons for all ages, competitive swim teams, and partnerships with Lancaster County Public Schools at no cost to that school system. Through our Learn to Swim program, every second grader has access to free swim lessons during the swim day, ensuring that children develop critical water safety skills early in life, and impact is real. Recently, a young participant who had just completed our swim program found themselves in an unexpected situation near a dock. Because of what they learned and what they practiced at the Y, they were able to respond safely and confidently. That's more than a success story. That's a life potentially saved. We are equally committed to supporting lifelong health and well-being. Each week, we offer more than 38 group exercise classes, ranging from strength training to cycling to yoga, and specialized programs designed to support mobility and independence for older adults. These programs are intentionally scheduled to meet a wide range of needs and abilities, but beyond that, beyond the physical help, they provide something just as important, and that is connection. They reduce isolation, strengthen relationships, and contribute to a healthier, more engaged community. I want to emphasize that the YMCA operations place no burden on Lancaster County, and actually we serve as a shelter during emergency or disaster situations for both the county and the Red Cross. We independently manage our facilities, our staffing, and our programs. Every dollar of county funding goes directly toward delivering services, not toward infrastructure or administrative overhead. This makes our partnership both efficient and impactful, maximizing resources directly to benefit the residents of Lancaster County. Your continued investment helps us expand access to helping kids succeed, prevent drowning, preparing teens for life, and helping people grow healthier in spirit, mind, and body. And our newest pillar, Helping Families Thrive, aligns perfectly with the county's strategic 2035 plan and offering programming for young families and that essential work age group that we need to contain to Lancaster County, as well as the only certified licensed child care center in the Wiley Center. We are proud to stand alongside Lancaster County as a committed partner in strengthening lives and building a healthier, more connected community. I thank you for your time and your leadership and your ongoing support of the residents. We are so honored to serve. Thank you.
Thank you for serving us.
Thank you.
Any questions, gentlemen?
No.
Terry, it's good to see you.
Hi, Bill.
It's been a long time.
I know.
So we helped the YMCA, and we also helped the Boys and Girls Club. And
Yes.
I think in the very near future, we're also going to be helping the Dream Chasers. Do you work opposite of the Boys and Girls Club, or do you do some things together?
We work in collaboration with the Boys and Girls Club. I actually called them today, and we'll be serving their teens during their summer break and giving them some pool time. We'll be having them during the summer for swim lessons for the Boys and Girls Club students. And also we do a combined partnership with them around literacy for the Lancaster County Elementary School.
That's what I was hoping to hear. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
All right.
Everyone good with that? Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
We're actually ahead of schedule.
All right, next on our agenda is Karen Hart with the Lancaster Museum. And I didn't get all the acronyms in there.
That's all right. As long as you know who we are and who to make the check to. I want to thank you for your interest and support of the county's history and heritage. We're always honored to be sitting here in a historic building, the 1861 courthouse. And I know every year as we gather, there's always questions, and we've talked about it before, about the portraits and all. So I do have a handout for you before I leave today to give you a little bit more information and to say that what you'll have is a short list, but we do have more research and information available, and that is one of the things that we help with is guidance and support of questions that come to you in the county and to the clerk of court and throughout the community. But our request tonight, and as it is every year, focuses just on our operation and support and exhibition as your partner overseeing the clerk's office and the old jail buildings, which you as the county still own. And we're just asking for a modest $500 increase this year as incremental increases to keep pace with rising costs for our oversight and keeping those open and accessible and preserved and regular maintenance on those buildings.
All right. Any questions?
Currently, the historic jail is just a storage facility, is that correct?
The downstairs is open when we're open for tours, so it is interpreted. We have signage inside and handouts that talk about the history of it. And then we do use the upstairs for some of our archival and collections storage.
Any other questions, John? All right. Thank you, Karen.
Thanks. All right, well, I'll leave this with you. Again, it's an overview of kind of the history of the portraits and a list of what's here, and a very brief description of kind of, you know, the highlights of what people are known for.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Everyone good with that? Everyone good with that?
That's a lot of ask there.
All right, so. Next item on our agenda is Jasmine Greer with the Virginia Cooperative Extension Agent.
And I believe she's online, so Jasmine, if you, go ahead, Jasmine, we can hear you.
All right, sorry I couldn't be there. I am a little under the weather. You didn't want to see me. So I'm here with Virginia Cooperative Extension. As you know, we support our farmers and our families here in the community. We have a robust volunteer group that we utilize to maximize our impact here in Lancaster County. So as you know, we have our Master Gardeners, which is a group of about 100 at this point that serve the Northern Neck. They run our help desk and they help us with our shoreline program to keep our environment healthy as well. We also run our well water testing every year. And I don't know if you guys were aware, but in 2024, our hazardous waste collection that we do twice a year reached over 1 million pounds of waste collected in the Northern Neck. So keeping the environment and the families healthy. New this year, we have implemented a few programs, financial readiness, parenting, and life skills at both the Northern Neck Regional Jail and Haynesville. Those programs we're working on expanding to keep, our community safer and families healthier and help those people reintegrate back into the community when they come out. It's been a very impactful program. And then I just wanted to touch a little bit on what Healthy Harvest shared. I'm the other half of that food pharmacy program. I teach that along with Tammy Cole over there at Healthy Harvest Fresh, and it has been a very impactful program to our participants. We've seen astounding numbers come out of that program, which I'm happy to share with anybody if they ever are interested. But such as somebody losing, I don't know how familiar everyone is with their hemoglobin A1C, but 2 full points off of her hemoglobin A1C in a 6-week period taking that class. So it's been really amazing. And like they said, we'd like to expand it to non-pantry participants. So I'm in the process of applying for a fairly hefty grant that would help us expand that program, but also add some community health workers to help run it as well. As you know, we also have some expansive youth programming, and we see all the Lancaster schools from the early childhood center all the way up through high school, and also serve through the library doing takeaway programs there. And this year we are asking for an increase of $3,318, which is toward potential salary increases, but I should note that that's probably not likely to come to fruition because 2 of the positions are not currently being filled. So we'll probably come in under what we did last year if I had to guess. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
All right, thank you. Any questions? No. Any questions, John? All right, thank you again for your time. Hope you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next on our agenda is Jackie Davis.
Everybody good with that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting it, I'm seeing the end on, I'm moving too quick. Everyone good with that? Thank you, Paul. Now we've got Jackie Davis with the Bay Consortium Workforce Development Board. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, and I guess I'm between us and dinner's important. So thank you for having me here today, and thank you for your support. A few highlights of our previous year and this year so far. We have our Virginia Career Work Center that's located in Warsaw. Last program year, we saw 1,122 individuals that came through that office, and 119 of those were Lancaster County residents. This year so far, we've seen 543, with 50 of those being Lancaster County residents. And the folks that come into our office in Warsaw need help with their unemployment insurance, resume support, job search training, and I have appointments with some of the other partners that are in the building.
Sorry to interrupt you, Don. What page is this on?
This one is on page 37.
Thank you.
And some of the partners that rotate through our office are Virginia Works, Department for Aging and Rehabilitative Services, Rappahannock Community College, who holds our Title I contract, that sits in there, as well as some of their adult education, and then our board admin staff. Our Title I contractor, said, is RCC. So far this year, they've trained 33 adults, dislocated workers, or youth so far, and 25 of them have been trained. 5 of those were Lancaster County residents, costing around $13,000. The training that these individuals received were mostly around healthcare. We had certified medical admin assistant, EMT, and a patient care technician, and also CompTIA Security Plus. Our business services representative has assisted a number of Lancaster County businesses with job fairs. One he assisted in coordinating was the Tides Inn with RCC. At their Kilmarnock location, he's worked with Lancaster County EMS, Turn Dynamics, Boys and Girls Club, 3 Hands, Oyster, Red Law Mechanical, and Commonwealth Senior Living, to name a few. He also helped with coordination of a registered apprenticeship event at the RCC campus here in Kilmarnock. We also have a couple special initiatives that we have going on now through some of grant funding. The first one is our employer-led training that our business services rep Jacob is overseeing. This is to support the upskilling of a business's current workforce, and they are in the industries of manufacturing, IT, healthcare, and aquaculture. And that funding we'll have until October 31st of this year. The second initiative is our Rappahannock Region Healthcare Collaborative, led by Ann Rector, that is funded through the Claude Moore Foundation. The purpose of that collaboration is to bring together K-12, community colleges, university, healthcare employers, and community partners to identify challenges and share opportunities and develop solutions for healthcare talent development. She has an upcoming event on April 14th. The agenda is in your folder. You're welcome to attend if you will. I know John is pretty steady with coming to those events, and has been working with stakeholders also with Northern Neck Technical Center to establish an EMT program. They've been in discussions with the EMS chiefs in the region, and they had indicated that there was a need and that they would support the effort. Northern Neck Technical Center has been provided with the information, is currently developing a formal proposal to present at their next board meeting. Rappahannock Community College has also expressed their commitment to supporting the program, including assistance with funding the EMT instructor. The next initiative is our Career Advancement and Resource Educational Care Project that is funded through Go Virginia, and that is led by Keenan Allen. This project focuses on manufacturing, IT, and aquaculture. It is an industry sector-driven, employer-led workforce development initiative ensuring that education aligns with industry needs, safeguarding a sustainable workforce pipeline that will help businesses thrive and secure well-paying job opportunities. And Dr. Kennedy touched on this, and another thanks to John. Through the CARE project, Keenan engaged with Turn Dynamics in a focused effort to strengthen alignment between the regional employers and the workforce training system. Building on the company's established commitment to workforce development, a previously inactive partnership with RCC, which was disrupted by COVID, was successfully reactivated. This partnership was strategically advanced to support RCC's successful Go Virginia application funding of the CNC machining training program. As the collaboration matured, it capitalized on Turn Dynamics' expanded operational capacity, including a newly acquired warehouse, to support hands-on instruction and formalize the company's role as the key industry partner through commitments to provide instructional support, designate an adjunct faculty instructor, and ensure training aligns with real-world industry. To further strengthen and support the program design, Keenan has convened a meeting and facilitated a tour of the new Pathways Career and Technical Education Center, providing stakeholders with exposure to the best practices to inform development of the new CNC machinist training program. Keenan also has an upcoming event on June 2nd with the purpose of moving beyond dialogue and towards an actionable region-wide talent development system that is capable of meeting employer demand while expanding career opportunities for the learners. And the last initiative we have that is coming up pretty soon on April 30th is the Senior Success Summit that is led by our career influencer, Beth Sharp. This is an inaugural event that is designed to help graduating seniors feel informed and prepared about after their graduation. This event will have a keynote speaker, but will also host local resources and opportunities for students to engage in. This event is for students no matter what their next steps are, and it will be held at Essex High School Auditorium. And flyers for that are in your folder as well. The last thing that I have will be an action item at a later meeting, and this is our area realigning with the Hampton Roads area. And I do have a copy of the charter that will need action in your folder. This is something that we've discussed with both our local elected official consortium and our board. Our area and Hampton Roads are realigning. Currently, we have 16 jurisdictions to include Fredericksburg, the Northern Neck, the Middle Peninsula, excluding Gloucester, and the Eastern Shore. This alignment will move us to align exactly with our Go Virginia region. So we'll be the Fredericksburg region, Northern Neck, and Middle Peninsula to include Gloucester, and Hampton Roads will have the Eastern Shore. So that is something that is coming up, and if you need me to come back to speak to that when you have it at a later agenda, I'll be glad to do so. And if they have any questions.
We can have that on the April 23rd agenda. Is that timeline okay?
Yep, just as long as I have it before July 1st when our new program year starts. Yep.
Okay. Any questions? No. Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Everyone good? Everyone good with that? Good with that? Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for your
Y'all have a
time.
good evening.
A couple things I noted here. Just wanted to thank you for your work on that RCC grant. That sounded real exciting.
Yeah, her staff was critical in that, and they're actually helping me with this EMT Academy thing at the technical center. So.
Well, good. We appreciate it, but thank you. That's good. Glad to hear that. The next thing is, in all the hectic at the first of the meeting, we did not decide on the sheriff's department request if we wanted to.
That was intentional.
I figured that. But I guess now is the time we talk about that. So I figured that might be the case. So, but I can tell you that with everything going on, I blew over it right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we don't need a decision tonight. You all can think about this, and I asked them to come back on April 9th.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have another work session prior to adopting a school budget at 7 o'clock that night. So perhaps, you could have more discussion at that meeting as well.
Y'all want to wait till then?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
My general comment is just like this budget is ballooning, and I'm not in favor of adding too much to it,
Don.
other than what's being mandated us to pay.
Yeah, and you don't have to answer this now, but a question would be, what percentage of our budget,
every time
the
I
county
get
budget,
number of the budget, the big
does
number
the
gets
sheriff's
bigger.
office make up, and how does that percentage compare with neighboring counties?
Okay, well, I can tell you how our, the percentage for our county, but I'll have to do some research to get the other county.
What is that number?
Well, I mean, I
Oh, you
can
can do
tell
it. I'm
you,
sorry, I
but
thought
I
you
don't
had-
have that in front of
What
me.
was your question? I couldn't hear.
What percentage of our county budget does the sheriff's office make up, and how does that compare with neighboring counties?
The total public safety budget, I have the percentages on the synopsis
Right.
page on the front, but that's not specific to the sheriff's office, but I can get those numbers together for you. I also have a listing of all of the vehicles. Brian Obeer provided that to me. And I also have a spreadsheet for you with Richmond County, Northumberland County, Middlesex County, and Lancaster as far as total number of full-time employees in all of those sheriff's departments, and which ones are comp funded and how many are not comp funded. I have that for you. I can provide that for you tonight.
Okay.
One of the things I saw in there, and I didn't want to raise it tonight because it really wasn't, it's coming up, I think, in the capital improvement budget, but he said they had 89 inmates transported. But how many times did they actually have to report more than one, at the same time? Because I think that's the basis for that van.
Yeah.
And if it's 89, and I think they can give us that number,
Yeah. And that's why I specifically asked them to come back on April the 9th at 5 o'clock, because they do have multiple items. I think it's
There's a
5
stranger.
in the capital improvement budget, so.
Yeah, so.
Now, Will, the numbers that Bill was asking about, because we're one of the few that run our own jail, are those numbers apples to apples, eh?
They're not apples to apples, but as far as full-time positions above what the comp board funds, that would be apples to apples, because the comp board funds positions for our jail.
Yeah.
And I've asked for information from Gloucester County, have not got that yet, but Gloucester runs their own jail as well. So that's more of an apples to apples comparison, even though they have roughly 4 times the population that Lancaster does. But they run their own jail, so that would be an interesting comparison. Have not gotten that information yet. I also requested information from Essex, and I haven't gotten that as well.
Okay. All right. All right, gentlemen, any other matters before we?
Because we don't have this information. He got 11 full-time correctional officers, we'll call them that.
Well, plus 2 cooks.
Plus 2 cooks.
Is
But
13
I'm
full-time.
thinking about I don't know what the population is over there, what was the average population for the year? And there's probably some number that somebody's come up with that you should have so many correctional officers per inmates or whatever it is.
Well, I think the comp board can come up with that.
Yeah, so, it might be something to know,
Isn't that
He
pretty
said
much what
5.
the comp board funds is what they consider what you need?
They do, but I will say every county has more positions than what the comp board.
Well, it's the same way with the school system. They
Yeah.
pay the standards of quality with every school district.
Well, I think he
funds
said
way
three
more than
three
that.
full-time during the day and
Maybe
2
we
at night.
shouldn't.
Yeah, for the jail.
Yeah, for the jail.
Maybe that's how we get more money from the state.
Yeah.
What was that, Bill?
He said earlier that he has 3 full-time during the day and then 2 full-time at night at the
But he
jail.
got 11 full-time also, because I asked him how many of the 11 was part-time and how many was full-time. He said all 11 was
They're all
full-time. That was his answer.
Correct.
And are they 12-hour shifts?
Yes, I believe they are.
So are they like switching every other day, or you don't know?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I would think so, so that's a fair number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 per day,
Be
yeah.
close,
yeah, and then the one floater.
And the one floater, right.
All right. Well, we'll break for chow right now, and then come back here for the 7 o'clock meeting. And we don't need to adjourn right now.
Charlie, good
No,
to see you.
recess.
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 like to call our meeting back to order. We have on the agenda now our public input session. So anyone who would like to address the board on anything that is not on our agenda for the meeting tonight is free to. Is there anyone who would like to talk? Charlie?
I knew that earlier.
We know better.
Charlie Costello, District 2. And I've been watching most of you on virtual all the time, and sometimes Zoom. I found out you're going to move admin and all down to the high school. No. This area here, I would like to see preserved for meetings, because look at it. This is historic. This is where you and the people of this county come and realize the importance of what they're doing and what you're doing. You move down to the high school, 7/10 of a mile, you're going to lose it. You don't have no windows. It looks like who knows what kind of a thing, and how much money it's going to cost you to do all of it. There are activities that even the sheriff could move as well, and others. But I would ask you to seriously consider. I know you may have already made up your mind, but take a moment, look around you, go out and see this, and then you ask yourself, what's going to happen to this? Where's all this history, all this other activities that exist and people here know and respect? Just a thought. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Susan Marsh, District 2. Good evening. I'm here as a resident affected by the new solar project construction behind my farm. While we understand support responsible development, there have been several serious issues impacting private property rights. Construction crews have encroached on private land and cut down 2 trees that did not belong to the project. Trucks have repeatedly used private property for access without permission. Drain pipes and materials have also been left on private land. In addition, there have been ongoing noise affecting the peaceful use of the property. These actions raise concerns about oversight, accountability, and respect for neighboring landowners. We're asking the board to ensure the company is required to stay within the approved boundaries. Stop using private property without permission, remove materials left behind, and address noise impacts. Development should not come at the expense of residents' property rights. We respectfully ask your help in ensuring the project follows the rules and treats neighboring landowners fairly. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Hello, this is my first time coming here. My name is Bailey Loving, and I live at 760 Crawford's Corner Road. And I'm here today because there was a fire in front of my house last Sunday that was responded to by the Lancaster County Fire Department, which is awesome, and I appreciate them putting it out. I appreciate whoever calling quickly to let them know to put it out. Unfortunately, I was told by Northern Neck Electric that the fire was caused by a faulty lightning arrestor module, which is a ceramic module for when lightning strikes hit the top of your power poles to stop the voltage from going back down the lines. You know, after talking to them further, we found out that that particular lightning arrestor was incredibly old. It was a ceramic model, at least 30 years old, that had been up there for quite some time. There was no lightning on Sunday afternoon when this model detonated. And when I say detonated, I mean detonated because the old models used to use explosives inside of the lightning arrestors in order to blow the backflow arrestor off of the power line so that the excess voltage would get dropped to ground. Okay, so newer models, I guess, don't do that. Newer models are made out of polymers. Long and short, I tried calling Northern Neck Electric to figure out how many more of these faulty or old lightning arrestor modules are on the poles in the grid in this area, to which they had no answer. I asked them for maintenance records on the lightning arrestor module for the pole in front of my house. They said that there are none, and they don't keep those. I asked them for what their installation schedule would be, you know, for looking for old modules and replacing them with the new modules, and they told me that there is none. They said that this is an incredibly rare circumstance, and that, you know, they're lucky that the conversation that I had with them was about why my front, you know, because really it just burned up some grass and leaves in front of my house. If it had been about 10 minutes later, it would have burned down my house and 3 more, and all the woods in between. Because after they'd gotten into the woods, it would have just kept ripping with the winds on Sunday afternoon. Thank you to the fire people for doing whatever they're doing now. All I'm saying is that, you know, I have no damages. There's no tort against me. I'm just here telling y'all that this is a safety concern that I think somebody should get to the bottom of and maybe ask them for some answers. If they could provide a report, if y'all could ask them to provide a report about that, that would be amazing. But I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the local community, and I appreciate y'all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
May I comment?
Yes, sir.
Have you contacted the State Corporation Commission?
No, sir.
You should contact them. They control the power supplies and the utilities.
Okay.
We have a utility section of the State Corporation Commission.
Okay.
And may be able to give you the answers you want or require Northern Neck to give you the answers.
Well, I could do that, but more it's about, I'm letting everyone know here, because, you know, at this point, the one in front of my house isn't going to blow off again. But I don't know how many more are out there.
This board doesn't have control over that.
Right.
You should try to the State Corporation Commission.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else like to speak? Yes.
How you doing? My name is Steve Kidd on Courthouse Road. I wanted to talk to you about the contractors trespassing on private property. They were 40 feet up inside my property. I've got pictures on my phone. I don't think it's fair or right for them to park on the property and then act like they didn't even know where they were. And all that, on the other side of the field, the dump trucks driving in the field. Now, I didn't get video or pictures of that because I'm trying to protect my rights of my property. So I parked my tractor in front of it and told the guy, either you move it or I'm gonna call the police and have it towed away. There's no reason for them to be on our property whatsoever, but they were 40 feet up inside my property and act like they didn't even know where they were. That's very unfair. I don't like it, and I'm sure no one else does. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone online, Glenn?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Public input session is now closed. All right, next on our agenda is the VDOT report with Mike, and I don't see David, so I think it's you, huh?
It's me. I think he's at a conference or something, so.
Okay.
He did tell me to add, was the payment schedule added to y'all's report that he sent out this time?
Yeah, it was in it.
Okay. And that the culvert is underway on 354. And there'll be a notice of willness for public hearing on Harris Road, and Route 3 project will run in the paper mid-April. Other than that, I don't really feel like we've been doing a lot of maintenance lately. I feel like we're still in this snow groove, but this upcoming week, we going to get a tanker of tar and do some sealing of the roads on the surface treatment schedule and try to get everything up to par. I feel like just riding around what little bit I've been able to do, nothing really is too major after, the winter we've had, so it's pretty good. And like I said, we're going to try to get ahead of this schedule and just address everything and do some patching and all, so that once that comes around, we'll get a good product.
Any questions?
Do you have any update on the Oyster Creek Bridge replacement?
I do not.
And also, if you go down just a little bit beyond that bridge where the water makes its way up, it's eating into the, undercutting that road right there, and if VDOT doesn't do something in the future, the near future there,
So, yes.
it's gonna eat into the road.
So I've been working on that. It takes about a year since it's title to get the permit and everything. And we're actually going to try to do like a living shoreline, put out some gabion baskets and fill them full of oysters and then oyster shells. And the sand that we dredged out to ferry, I'm going to put that back and try to build that shoulder back and put some plants
There
down.
may be an opportunity if you're gonna do something like that for grants and to do something like they did at Belle Isle and have some like opportunity for credits and shoreline restoration there potentially. Then
Yeah.
maybe the Friends of Rappahannock could help you all with that too.
I mean, this is, like I said, kind of small, but it's something we've actually been working on for about a year and a half. It's a shame that it's threatening the roadway and it takes that long to get everything in place. But the last I heard, I think we're waiting on the final survey, and then we can get started.
Okay, well,
So-
it's on your radar, so.
It is on my radar.
Anyone else? All right, thank you, Mike.
All right, thank y'all.
This is a little bit off the schedule, but we had 3 individuals come and speak to us tonight, and I know that they haven't been to our meetings before, so they don't hear our response after you speak. But I do want you to know that us not speaking doesn't mean we're not going to do something about it. As far as the encroachment of someone on your property, I would have called the police. I would have called the police and asked them to get off my property. But I will ask our county administrator if he will look into that for us. And then my very close friend works for Northern Neck Electric, and I'll ask him about those ceramic lightning devices, and maybe he can give us an answer of what the process would be to replace those.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Yes, we do take what input comes in from the public, and we'll discuss that when we're in closed session or those things, so.
And just to expand on what Mr. Smith said, we were aware, or it was brought to our attention about Mrs. Marsh's concern. We did visit the site, and that has been addressed. And we'll follow up on Mr. Kidd's comment tonight as well.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda is an update on the school construction and the activity there. Jessica and Travis, I see both of y'all here, so.
School budget.
That's right, Travis gets the easy part.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't want to be in that budget meeting. Got a few good slides for you tonight, show you the progress. We've been blessed with some nice weather over the past few weeks, so hopefully when you ride by, you can see the improvements. They have done a lot of work on the exterior of the building as long as on the interior, so I guess we'll go on to it. I always start off with this slide just to give you an idea about all the trades that are in the working in the building. Right now, we're having anywhere from 150 to 200 people show up every day, and the push is on. So, and they're at it. What's neat about this list, you're starting to see finish painting, finish. The word finish is starting to pop up. So that's encouraging for me, and it's a good flow to this. A lot of time spent on how they coordinate all these trades and who comes in after one of the next slides sort of gives you an idea. So this is in what they call the war room. This is where all the, almost like a budget meeting.
This looks like how they used to schedule in the.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, what to pick up on this is you're starting to see the tabs sort of carry away as they're moving through April. So a lot of stuff happening now. I'm sure that April and May boxes will fill up here pretty soon, but it's good to see these things, and how they coordinate it. So it's a neat process. Get to the next slide. This was a month ago in front of the school. I believe Ms. Davis came and gave you an update last month, and I've got a slide for this month just to give you an idea about everything has been cleaned up. Again, it's hard to tell on a day-to-day when you're seeing it every day, but when you see these month over month, it really does give you a good idea. It's not the best picture in the world, but they're really cleaning up the site, getting trailers moved out of the way, getting some of the extra material that was there out. The one last thing that needs to happen on the exterior is the canopy that goes in front of that middle section. They've got most of the storefront glass in. There's a few places that remain open just to get material in and out, and some of the bigger equipment that's still in the building. You can get to the next slide. Quick shot of the auditorium. You can see how it's progressing. Most of the work that's happening in the school now is high work, so a lot of work up in the ceilings. They're sort of working their way, high to low in all the spaces. So in a few weeks, these lifts will be out of the way. They'll be able to start putting seats in, get the carpet in, and some of the finished wood that goes in that space. But it's an impressive space. They're starting to hang the basketball goals in the gym. You can see that work. It's kind of neat. And terrazzo floor. This is always fun to watch. It's messy. It's a messy process, but they're working through the school. Then I believe this is on level 1, what they call Area C, so closer to the football field. The next place they'll move up is to level 2 and start finishing those areas up. Go ahead. It's the kitchen area. This is the main hood. I believe we showed this picture in last month's presentation. What I want to show here is they've gotten the floor in. What that means is they're ready for equipment to start showing up. So over the next few weeks, hopefully when I come back next month, this show's full of kitchen equipment. This is a DOAS unit. It's on level 2, close to the top of the building. Big piece of equipment. This is what brings fresh air into the building. It's just one component of the complex HVAC system that we have in the school. What I wanted to show in this, and I believe the next slide shows how close they are to, that's the pump that goes onto it. So this is kind of representation of all the HVAC. Most of the equipment's in place. They're just down to the last few pieces, getting those installed and having these components fire up. This is from the media center, looking down onto the main commons area in the building. They've been doing a lot of painting, getting ready for the, a little bit of drywall and stuff that goes in there. All that material that you see in the center there, that's for the terrazzo flooring, the stone material that they use for that. These are some of the canopies that are outside most of the exterior doors. They were completed this past month. And like I said, we've got that one big main canopy on the front that's yet to be put on, but that should go up in the next few weeks. A lot of people have seen the field house from the road, haven't had a chance to be in it. This is what the inside of the field house looks like. Nothing spectacular here, but just want to give you an idea about the space, size of the space. This was really dictated for wrestling. It's what dictated so they would have a space to use during basketball season.
What is that black strip? Is it just paint?
It's just a paint. And what happens, Jason, there's lockers that we have at the current high school that we'll bring up, and they kind of go in that space below the black stripe. There's a lot of red stripes throughout some of these outbuildings, but we did black in there because we had the red lockers. This is a concession stand. Nothing really major to show, just shows you the rough end, how close they are to being able to set. This is in the, I believe this is the female side of the bathrooms near the football field. And I believe the next few drone shots just give you kind of an overview where they are. Only thing, a quick little fly around. This is the pump station. As I was taking this picture, you can see they're putting the grounding wire. Hopefully we don't have one of those spark arresters like the gentleman had earlier. These are actually the main pumps. So all this equipment's in place. They're ready to set this in the building. And hopefully we'll have this pump station up and running in the next few weeks. Just some quick drone shots going around the building. That last slide, John, I'm sorry. This shows you those canopies. You can see the 3 different canopies on the side of the building. Also, that black section that's close to the dirt, that's where the outdoor seating area is going to be, like an outdoor classroom. So it'll be a level of steps on the outside that they'll pour in, and I'm hoping I'll have that for you next month. Everybody's seen the school board. It's pretty state-of-the-art. I don't think there's anything like it in the Northern Neck, and we're looking forward to having that thing up and running here pretty soon. They did test it. Everything tested fine. We still just need to make the connections up to the press box. And the last thing I have, we've got a big day set up for Earth Day on April 22nd. We got a grant with Friends of the Rappahannock for 250 native trees on the school site. The students will be coming over that day, our current 6th and 7th graders, to help plant some of those trees. So we want them to, feel like they've got some investment in what's happening over at the site. And the trailer will be open to the public that day. So if you get a chance, stop by. I think it's a pretty neat thing that the state does.
Brian gave you a shout out at the Rappahannock River Basin Commission meeting yesterday and said it's been great to work with you.
Yeah, they've been first class. And anytime somebody gives you trees, you take it. But anyway, any questions?
Questions, anybody?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the update. All right, next on the agenda is our county parks update on their projects from John Bateman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. To give you an update on our various parks projects, beginning with Westland Beach. Current and upcoming activity, trash receptacles and pet waste station have been installed. Supplemental beach dredge nourishment and the beach and dune revegetation will happen this spring. Currently, 4 is sponsored a planting and oyster restoration event for June the 5th. Expect an invitation shortly. 4 and Docks of the Bay conducted the first oyster shell placement for the restoration. I was unable to show you pictures last year due to a technical difficulty, but here we go. This is Docks of the Bay putting down bushels of oyster on our oyster lease. As you know, the county purchased this oyster lease in order to build the pier. Some more pictures of them dumping oyster shell. The idea here is that we would, once it's populated with shell, we would bring oyster spat from our oyster spat on shell tank at Carter Cove and repopulate this reef. Some very exciting news. The county's again been honored with an award, this time for Windmill Point County Maritime Recreational Campus. The 2026 Gold Medal Governor's Environmental Excellence Award. The Virginia Department of Environmental Quality and the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation coordinate the awards program with the help of the governor to recognize projects that reduce environmental impacts, programs that protect the environment and encourage sustainability, efforts to conserve land, and projects that demonstrate exemplary implementation of the Virginia Outdoors Plan. Governor Spanberger, in announcing the award, said that protecting Virginia's environment and promoting stewardship across the Commonwealth have impacts that will last generations. I am honored to recognize this year's winners for their efforts to protect Virginia's environment and for inspiring others to do the same. Lancaster County's Windmill Point project transformed a severely eroded shoreline into a premier public recreational campus, restoring natural resources while expanding public access to the Chesapeake Bay. Years of careful planning efforts ensured Lancaster was able to expand public beach access, restore dunes, and install a 450-foot pier and more. I have the award here and a proclamation from the governor, and I'd like to invite the board members and Bruce Julian, who is the heart and soul of the Access to Public Waters Work Group and really helped us achieve this monumental task, for a picture.
That's a big deal.
Thanks, Tom.
Mr. Chairman, one quick word. I just want to thank, these things only happen because of a big team. And the big team, you guys supporting what we're doing 100%, including the county staff and all the volunteers that have helped with this project. So this is a big win, and I really appreciate the recognition, but it couldn't have happened without a big team, all pulling together. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your efforts.
If there are no questions about Windmill Point, we'll move on to Harpers Creek access update. Remaining and underway, site work, landscaping, waiting for warmer weather. Roadway, pull-offs, grading and gravel is underway with a completion targeted for probably a few months from now. There is a grand opening scheduled for April the 18th. You have invitations in front of you that you can hand out to community members and your family. We're looking, that'll be on April the 18th, and they'll have light refreshments. This is to celebrate a great public-private partnership with Stay the Course LLC and Still Kickin' Seafood and the county. Are there any questions? Okay. Taylor Creek update. Clearing has commenced for access to the site. A reminder that final completion is scheduled for October the 13th of 2026. I've taken some pictures of the equipment starting the clearing. The entire access way has been cleared all the way to the back of the property. And this is kind of the end of that little point. If there's no questions on Taylor Creek progress, I'll move on to Carter Cove. Carter Cove Park, the bid opening was March the 13th. Board of Supervisors will award a contract or will make action to either award a contract or not later this evening. And again, construction is targeted for completion in February of 2027. This is just a picture showing the overall design laid over a satellite image. Chesapeake Trail Park update, no real change here. NEPA's nearing completion and JPA is being drawn up for submittal to VMRC. No real update on the Hills Quarter Tennis Park update. I believe council is looking at MOUs and
I've drafted them and sent them over.
okay, great. And I did want to point out that the Northern Neck Racquet Association is intending on submitting an application to the U.S. Tennis Association soon. Triway Trail, Phase 1B construction from Middlegate to Compass. Proposals have been evaluated, are currently being evaluated for on-call services. Phase 1C, Hills Quarter to Middlegate, is subject to a TAP application, and the Commonwealth Transportation Board will make a decision on that at their April 21st meeting. Planning and acquisition, we've executed, the county's executed a contract with Bay Design to scope out Phase 1A. This would be right-of-way and preliminary engineering. And we're continuing to work with the junior ROTC in drawing up a maintenance plan. And there's been some interest on volunteer river counties for our call, for the Triway Trails call for a friends group to help with maintenance. That concludes my, my updates. Are there any questions?
Thank you, John. All right. Next on our agenda, and I will turn it over to Don to lead this, is our proposed FY27 public school budget.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On March the 9th of this year, the school board adopted their proposed FY27 school budget. The budget itself is $21,976,919, of which $14,992,740 is from local funding. This budget results in a local funding increase of $758,072 under the general operating portion of it. minus a local funding decrease of $1,824 under textbooks, for a total local funding increase of $756,248. That's over the adopted local funding from the FY26 school budget. There is an overall $1,007,331 increase from the adopted FY26 school budget when state and federal funding is included. The Board of Supervisors will take public comment at this meeting tonight. State law requires that you wait at least 7 days before taking action on a school budget with or without modification. You have previously scheduled Thursday, April the 9th at 7 p.m. as the date and time for adoption of a school budget. This issue has been advertised as required by law, and to date, I have not received any input from the public.
Okay. Gentlemen, you have any questions before I open it up to public hearing? Okay. If not, I move to open the public hearing on the school budget. Is there anyone who would like to comment at this time?
I watched you and the school board working together to present a budget that would work for the county and do what is needed. These people in the schools are our future, and they're leading the people that will be the future here. We hope that, like Destiny Carter, is it, coming back, teaching, that others will be doing the same thing and building our own. The building, I'm glad to have worked with Jason and Bill on the facilities, projects, and so on, and all of it is coming to fruition, and thankful for all of your help, and I hope you'll pass the budget as it's presented. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to comment at this time? Glenn, is there anyone online?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I move to close the public hearing at this time. All right, the next item on our agenda, excuse me here, I lost myself, is Andrea to present to us the second public hearing on a special exception in District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Our application for special exception is from Cormac and Anu Connor of Chevy Chase, Maryland, to operate an unhosted short-term rental as required by Article 29 of the Lancaster County zoning ordinance. The property is zoned R1 and is located at 180 Edgewater Lane in Lancaster, tax map 5-43F in District 1. The Health Department operations permitting provides approval for a 3-bedroom home. The applicant has provided a parking plan showing adequate parking, liability insurance, and there's a certificate of occupancy on file with the county. This is an existing short-term rental in that it is registered to operate in the county for 2026. The property is hosted through Airbnb, therefore payment of the transient occupancy tax is automatically collected by and sent to the county via the hosting platform, and the applicant is aware of the need to manually submit monthly tax returns and payments for transient occupancy taxes collected directly. This issue has been advertised and adjoining property owners notified as required by law. There is one public comment that did come in after you received your packages, and that should have been sitting on at your spot. Other than that, that is it. If you have any other questions.
All right, any questions, gentlemen, before we open the meeting up? All right. At this time, I open the floor for public hearing on this proposal. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Glenn, is there anyone online?
No, sir.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay,
Raise your hand, just wait,
okay. Sir?
Hi, everyone. This is Cormac Connor and Anu Connor. We just wanted to thank you all for your consideration of our request. That's all.
All right, thank you, sir. Anyone else, Glenn?
no, sir.
Okay, I move to close the public hearing. Okay, gentlemen, I'd like to make a motion that we approve this special exception request by Cormac Connor and Ms. Connor. I can't say that name. In District 1. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next item on our agenda is an application for a special exception by Stay the Course LLC to operate a restaurant as part of a commercial marina on 6.2 acre parcel zoned M1 Industrial Limited and located at 459 Harpers Creek Drive off Windmill Point Road in District 3. Ms. Hall, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This request comes to the Board of Supervisors with a recommendation of approval 6-0 by the Lancaster County Planning Commission. Article 9 of the Lancaster County Land Development Code outlines permanent uses and regulations for industrial limited M1 district and includes 9-1-14 commercial marina, which may include boat and accessory sales, boat storage, engine and boat repairs as a permissible use with the approval of a special exception. Article 1 definitions of the Lancaster County Zoning Code includes the definition of a marina, commercial, or club type, and this definition reads as follows. Boating facilities designed and operated for profit or operated by any club or organized group where hull and engine repairs, boat and accessory sales, packaged food sales, restaurants, personal services, fueling facilities, storage, and overnight guest facilities, or any combination of these are provided. Based on this, the owner of Stay the Course LLC is requesting a special exception from the Board of Supervisors to operate a restaurant as part of a commercial marina on tax map number 35-225, a 6.2 acre parcel zoned M1 Industrial. This parcel, again, is located at 459 Harbors Creek Drive off of Windmill Point Road. Article 9-2-1 of the Lancaster County Land Development Code dictates that before a permit can be issued for a new use on a parcel with M1 zoning, the zoning administrator must refer the plan to the Planning Commission for recommendation to the Board of Supervisors if the land disturbance required exceeds 2,500 square feet. Based on this requirement, the site plan to operate a restaurant as part of a commercial marina was considered by the Planning Commission at their March 19th, 2026 meeting and comes to you with a recommendation of approval 6-0. Staff has conducted a site plan review for conformance with the zoning ordinance, the Chesapeake Bay Preservation Act, and the Erosion and Sediment Control Ordinance. There are no zoning issues with the use of a restaurant as part of a commercial marina in the M1 district if the Board of Supervisors grants the special exception request. There are no issues with the Chesapeake Bay Preservation Act as the proposed restaurant will be located in the building with the previously approved bait snack shop, which met the definition of water defendant facility and allows the encroachment within the 100-foot resource protection area. A water quality impact analysis was previously done and stormwater compliance is achieved through the purchase of nutrient credits from a qualified nutrient credit bank. There are also no issues with the erosion and sediment control ordinance as the site plan details adequate controls to keep sediment from escaping the site. The Virginia Department of Health has previously issued an alternative on-site sewage disposal system permit, which will allow up to 86 customers per day. The need for public access to state waters in Lancaster County has been well documented in the comprehensive plan for decades, with over 97% of the shoreline in Lancaster County privately owned. The availability and attainability of shoreline for public use is severely limited. The comprehensive plan encourages the use of private-public partnerships and use agreements on privately owned land to provide public access to state waters. Lancaster County entered into a public-private partnership and lease agreement with Stay the Course LLC to create a public access site at this location, providing a public boat ramp, fishing pier, restroom facility, and parking lot that will open in the near future. And we have that date, which is April 18th at 11 a.m. The addition of a restaurant by the private property owner would enhance this community amenity. Article 13-3 of the zoning ordinance allows the Board of Supervisors to place conditions on special exceptions and states these special exceptions shall be subject to such conditions as the Board of Supervisors deems necessary to carry out the intent of this ordinance. The special exception shall be approved only if it is found that the location is appropriate and not in conflict with the land use plan, that the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare will not be adversely affected, that adequate utilities and off-street parking facilities will be provided, and that necessary safeguards will be provided for the protection of surrounding property, persons, and neighborhood values. To facilitate this discussion, your packet included a copy of the special exception application, the GIS zoning map, the VDH septic permit, a sheet from the approved plan set showing the existing proposed facilities on the parcel, and the applicable county code language. This issue has been advertised and adjoining property owners notified as required by law. To date, there has been no input from the public regarding this special exception application. And Nate is here this evening if you have questions for him. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Olivia. Does anybody have any other questions before I open the public hearing up? All right. All right, I move to open the public hearing at this time. Would anyone like to speak? Please come forward. Glenn, is there anyone online?
No, sir.
All right. Hearing no one coming forward and no one online, I move to close the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I just have one quick question for Mr. Cornwell. Will this in any way affect our lease agreement with?
No, in fact, the lease agreement has a provision in there that we assumed it would be a bait shop, and we said bait shop or restaurant. As the lease agreement provides that, because of what we're doing, the state of course will maintain all the premises. If he determines to turn the maintenance later over to the county, then he will be required to pay, the state of course will be required to pay 50% of the improvements that may be used by this restaurant, such as the water and the restrooms. So in the lease, it was considered a bait shop, but it was defined as a bait shop, restaurant, or other facility. So it's covered.
All right, sounds good. I move to approve this special exception.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, the next item on our agenda is the consensus docket.
I move that the consensus docket be approved.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, next thing is our consideration docket.
Mr. Chairman, the salaries and invoices for the month of March 2026. I move for approval of the following invoices. $5,212,594.50, of which total payroll was $470,936.51 for a total of $5,683,531.01, of which capital improvements were $4,376,547.77.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you. All right, next on our agenda is, let me get back down here. Consideration of resolution recognizing National Volunteer Month and Week. John Bateman, turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. River Counties, Volunteer River Counties and Serve Virginia have requested its organizational partners to take action recognizing April 2026 as National Volunteer Month and April 19th through the 25th of 2026 as National Volunteer Week. Volunteerism is a cornerstone of our community, with residents dedicating countless hours to our schools, historic resources, community services, environmental protections, and community development initiatives. These contributions have an immense and often unseen impact across our community. As an organizational partner, Lancaster County has utilized volunteer river counties as a way to promote civic engagement through the many boards, commissions, and committees established by the county. As a way of recognizing those contributions by our dedicated community members and the impact they have, Lancaster County and volunteer organizations across our community celebrate National Volunteer Month and Week. And sir, I have the resolution right here.
All right. You want me to read this?
I mean, you can.
You can if you want.
Is it normal customary?
I mean, usually, yes. I mean, we have folks here tonight, so I think it's appropriate for you to read.
That's fine. I'm not, that's fine. All right.
You can assign it to Mr. Palin, he's been.
I think he wanted to get out of those things. And now I see why. A resolution adopted by the Lancaster County Board of Supervisors recognizing National Volunteer Month and Week. Whereas the citizens of Lancaster County have a long and proud tradition of stepping up to strengthen their community, giving their time, talent, and energy to make life better for their neighbors across the Northern Neck, and whereas thousands of individuals act as volunteers throughout Lancaster County, serving in schools, hospitals, food banks, places of worship, and countless organizations that bring hope and opportunity to others. And whereas volunteer service remains essential to meeting the unique challenges of our coastal community, whether improving educational outcomes, supporting families, protecting our local environment and waterways, or caring for those in need. And whereas data from the Virginia Community Engagement Index shows that volunteers invest in the issues they care about, including housing, hunger, and access to health care, and that the Volunteer River Counties Initiative provides a vital resource for connecting our residents with meaningful service opportunities that address those issues. And whereas national sources estimate that Virginia's volunteers generate over $5.2 billion in economic impact across the Commonwealth, a value deeply felt here in Lancaster County through the thousands of hours donated to our local groups and organizations. And whereas National Volunteer Week, first established in 1974, marks over 50 years of celebrating those who give back and encouraging others to join in service. And whereas it is fitting to honor the individuals and organizations whose commitment to service strengthens the fabric of Lancaster County and builds a brighter future for all our citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lancaster County Board of Supervisors does hereby recognize April 2026 as National Volunteer Month and April 19th through 25th, 2026 as National Volunteer Week in Lancaster County, Virginia. Be it further resolved that the board calls this observance to the attention of all citizens and encourages everyone to find a way to serve, knowing that when we invest in one another, we create a stronger, more connected community. Adopted this 26th day of March 2026, signed Don G. Gill, County Administrator.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt this recognition.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
We have members of Volunteers River Counties here with us tonight. I'd like to invite the board and them to pose for a picture with the resolution.
Okay.
Y'all gotta smile, though. These pictures are not good.
AI enhancement.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put that in the picture, can't you?
Make them slide.
I want you glad you're here. I know, who am I giving this to? I think.
Can you, some of you want to turn it over here?
Some of you come over here.
I'll get you in a minute.
Okay, and we're missing Bill. Okay. All right. All right, now everyone, please smile. You're happy to be here. Okay. Keep cheesing.
No, I've already done my picture for the day.
Say pretty girls.
They were all like that. Why?
You can tell when someone's like in your age group when you make those things that only you would know because they're like, they only happen in that for our age group. It's like making liquor in school. It's a school project.
Well, we can fix that, but it's really bright the other way.
It's really, I didn't realize it till then.
Yeah.
Trying to read into it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Hey, Glenn, Grace says it's dark up there. Flip that switch where the low overhead light.
I didn't notice it till I went to read that, how dark it was.
There you go.
It is bright.
Turn that on when it starts.
Yeah, if I need to read again, flip that off.
You can turn it on.
I know, right?
Well, you can't see the screen as well when
I
those-
could have
those
used
lights
that
are.
5 minutes ago.
We're like on Spotlight now.
I had forgotten about that until you.
It's like a stage light.
Yeah, you can cut them off now, Glenn.
All right, next thing on our agenda is turn it over to Don for consideration of a resolution opposing mandatory collective bargaining legislation, House Bill 1263 and Senate Bill 378.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to borrow a phrase that our esteemed county attorney has used multiple times and say that the General Assembly, in their infinite wisdom, has passed these two bills which shift local option framework for collective bargaining to a state-mandated system. This significant change carries substantial fiscal, administrative, and policy implications for counties. The Virginia Association of Counties has requested that all counties take immediate local action regarding the proposed mandatory collective bargaining legislation, those two bills that you just mentioned. Basically, they're saying that all counties, one size fits all for collective bargaining. Currently, we have the local option of choosing to do so or not. If these bills pass, the same guidelines that would apply to a Fairfax or a Loudoun County would apply to Lancaster County as well. VACO strongly opposes these measures and believes that a strong, unified response from counties across the Commonwealth will help reinforce the importance of preserving local authority, fiscal flexibility, and responsible governance.
May I comment
Sure.
on Mr. Gill's comment about my votes? When I said that, I kind of look skeptically. I will tell you this, though, what I've been hearing from localities who have done collective bargaining, and they're the large ones, Fairfax, Loudoun County, those type of jurisdictions, they still wind up employing 10 to 12 employees just to handle the collective bargaining issues. I don't know how many additional employees Lancaster will have, but if the collective bargaining regulations are the same for us as for Loudoun and Fairfax, I don't know if we need 10 people, but we're going to need more people to handle those. And they'll be specialized people, so they will be expensive. So I would join in VACO's request to adopt this resolution.
I'll just make another comment. VACO as an institution has a history of protecting local authority as much as possible. That's one of their primary pillars. I would also say if this actually worked to increase teacher salaries to an effective level, those localities that have implemented it would not have teacher shortages as well, and they do, just like everywhere else. This is not an effective tool to increase salaries for teachers or any public employees. This will just increase the tax burden, and the dog will still be chasing its tail.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt this resolution opposing mandatory collective bargaining on the legislation, House Bill 1263 and Senate Bill 378.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, the next item on our agenda is the awarding of the bid of Carter Cove Park project, and I'll turn it over to Don for that.
Mr. Chairman, on January 13th of this year, an invitation to bid was issued requesting bids from qualified construction firms for the construction of the Carter Cove Park Public Access Project, which consists of a 4.5-acre site with all of the associated infrastructure, marine improvements, landscaping, and building improvements for an access drive from Carter's Cove Drive, State Route 691, 35-space parking lot, boat ramp, pier, kayak launch, public restroom facility, a covered picnic shelter, and an Oyster Heritage Learning Center pavilion. Bids were due back by March 13th at 2 p.m. As evidenced in the attached bid tabulation from Bay Design Group, Zandler Incorporated was the lowest responsible bidder. We did have 4 bids. As I said, Zandler was the lowest responsible bidder, so the request tonight is for the board to award the bid in the amount of $2,135,229.35 to Zandler Incorporated and authorize me to execute the required documents.
Don, I have a question on kind of both of these, this and the Taylor's Creek project. Are there any piers or structures being built on these or being upgraded with these 2 projects?
Yes.
Are those piers going to be constructed similar to the one at Windmill Point with a composite decking, or is it bid as a salt treated?
It's bid as composite. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we were using that composite decking because it's more durable and lasts better than the issues we're having at the other piers that are, okay. And
All right, gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we award the low bid to Zandler Incorporated for $2,135,229.35, and we direct our county administrator to proceed.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next item on the agenda is with Don on the approval of a fee estimate for the space study and conceptual design services for the reuse and relocation of several county departments to existing high school and administration buildings.
Mr. Chairman, as you're aware, the county has a contract with Guernsey Tingle for professional architectural services on an as-needed basis. They have in the past provided fee proposals for you on specific projects based on the scope of work. You requested that they provide a fee estimate to do a space study and conceptual design for the existing high school building along with this building. for the reuse and relocation of several county departments to each building. There is a remaining unspent balance of $27,415 from the prior approved study that the board approved. You'll remember that that involved a facility assessment and conceptual design for a proposed combined EMS and Sheriff's Office facility. When the construction estimate came in for that, that's when the board said, well, let's take a look at what it would cost to move these offices to the high school and bring the sheriff's office up to this building. Guernsey Tingle has, they spent a full day here several weeks ago walking through the high school building. They had never been inside. They also, went over this building with a fine-tooth comb. They've come back with this estimate, gave it to me late yesterday afternoon. I put it on tonight's agenda because they have indicated that they can be available next week to do the more in-depth assessment of the existing high school building while that building is closed for spring break. So the request tonight is, if you deem it appropriate, to approve this fee proposal from Guernsey Tingle. The face amount is $95,400, but it's really only $67,985 in new money, and authorize me to execute the required documents.
Don, did they give an indication of when they would complete this?
I do not believe that is in there. I'm pulling off memory now.
I didn't see it when I briefly.
Yeah,
read
I'm
through it.
thinking they said 90 days, so.
Gentlemen, I move that we approve the estimate.
All right, gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, the next item on our agenda is board reports, and under our appointments, we have a couple here that are still open. And did anybody have anything to put up for that? Hearing.
I have another board report. I don't have a,
Okay, all right,
whenever you're done with that.
all right, let me finish this. All right, Jason has a board report that he'd like to present, so we'll do that right now.
Gentlemen, I gave you a handout several years ago. We adopted this resolution becoming a Second Amendment sanctuary county. I've had several community members contact me to ask us to re-adopt this resolution given the attacks on the Second Amendment here recently. So if y'all don't mind, I'd like to put forward a motion to re-adopt this and reauthorize this be sent out again.
Okay, you've heard the motion.
Is he going to read
Let
it?
me ask a question. I guess this is kind of turning. So we did this a few years ago, adopted. So we just can adopt this every over and over again?
There's no public hearing necessary, it's a resolution.
Yeah.
And the motion's been made to adopt it, so yes, you can, or you not. You can
So
say,
we can do
already
this
did it,
again
we're not
another
gonna
3
readopt
years. Keep adopting the same
You can
thing.
adopt it again, or you can say, no, we already did.
I think it's just for, just reaffirming.
Basically,
Our stance here.
Well, maybe we ought to word it then, we'll reaffirm the one that we've adopted,
That's a good way to word it.
December 2019. Okay. Well,
I'll accept that friendly amendment.
Did you hear Bill's request that you read that?
Would you like me to read it?
I think he was joking. Okay, gentlemen, you've heard the motion as amended there. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, thank you, Jason. All right, next thing is county administrator report.
Mr. Chairman, I know it's been a long evening. I just want to talk about one thing briefly. John showed you some clips of the Taylor Creek Park. And in the past, we have had groundbreaking ceremonies. We kind of held off on that because of the bad weather we had in January and February with all the ice on the ground. And we wanted to make sure that enough area had been cleared for us to get the sign up, to show the park. So if it's the will of the board, we can go through with a groundbreaking ceremony so that we can get it in the paper. And it would also serve a dual purpose. We do have a neighbor down there who would like for us to take a look at the possibility of some screening next to their property, be it vegetative or fence. And if we do the groundbreaking ceremony, it would be a good opportunity to walk down, actual site visit, take a look at it, put your eyes on it, and then direct staff how you want to proceed. So if it's the will of the board, and I'm seeing people shake their heads,
I'm in favor of
Do
that.
we need a motion, or do you want?
I don't think so. For that, we'll go ahead and try to pick some dates and set
You want to
something
do it
up.
on the same day as the city board?
We could, that's Saturday, April the 18th at 11 a.m. We're going down to Harper's Creek. We could
Yeah,
maybe.
let's try to do it on a different day so we don't
Okay, you want-
confuse them, but like.
Okay.
Have them come in.
All right. Well, we'll circulate some dates and pick the best one.
Just make sure it's after April 15th.
Yeah, I figured you would want that. Yeah.
And both the 18th and whatever date you pick, it will be a board meeting, so we
It will be, yes. Well, we're going to meet again for a budget work session on April the 9th and to adopt the school board so they can,
continue that meeting.
yeah, they can continue your meeting to whatever date we pick for the Taylor Creek groundbreaking.
Continue to the 18th, and then.
Yeah.
also-
Right.
I don't know when.
Don, I already have a meeting, another meeting on 18th.
Well, yeah, we don't have to do that on the 18th. 18th is Harper's Creek.
I thought that was the 11th.
No, it's the 18th.
18th.
Yeah.
All right, well, I might not see you. Okay.
What did I say, lunch with my wife?
I remember sending out a text to everyone with that date and saying, check your calendars and let me know. And everybody said it was good.
It's a done deal now.
It's a done deal now. We've got,
Done deal, yeah.
yeah, Andrea and Olivia have printed up these very nice looking invitations. So.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they are very nice,
That was all Andrea. She did a wonderful job.
very nice looking.
Charlie? We expect you to be there.
Do we have a road sign up yet?
No.
Is that
We're
sign
working
that
on it.
we talked about, is that gonna be ready?
Yes.
That will be ready.
Yeah, we've got a big sign for right at the entrance to the park, not on the road, but the entrance to the park. The road signage is going to be very limited, but we're working on that as well.
I've been down there 2 or 3 times tonight.
Gone past
Finding
it.
every
I know.
time.
Best kept secret in the county.
We could add that we're in the process of working with the contractor for VDOT, with the brown directional
Yes.
signs. That would also be up on Route 3,
Yeah.
either side of Whitestone, and also to turn into Harper's Creek. So
Yeah.
working on that process through the VDOT contractor, which can be on VDOT right away.
Yeah. Bruce just explained what I meant by saying we're working on it.
Anything else, Don?
No, that's it.
Is there any need for a closed meeting?
I'm not aware of any.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
You're gonna adjourn to April the 9th at 5 p.m.
You heard that, April 9th, 5 p.m. All right.
Aye.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
You were ahead of it.
I was afraid.